Tune into this. Turn on the cam, I am the fizz. Turn on the switch, listen to Strick, yeah. Know if we swinging, there's never a miss. Don't follow a script, yeah. Topics change quick. Looking for facts, looking for tips. One's an enforcer, one's a reporter. Together we Cam and Strick, yeah. One's an enforcer, one's a reporter, yeah. You tuning in to Cam and Strick.
Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number
326, baby.
Yank.
Yank. Let's go. Big day today. Ho, 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 ho. Big day today.
Okay, settle down.
Nah, it's a big day today. No.
Hey.
It is. I know. Well,
it
it's
is.
probably
I've
tough
been watching
around where you
all
live.
of it.
I know it's tough around where you go and stuff like that. People are
Yeah.
not very happy with what's going on. It's
What
all
do you
good.
mean?
I'm just saying, it's a unique day today. It's just that's it.
Okay,
It's a big day.
It's a big day. I've watched a lot of it this morning, probably
You
more
doing
than
okay?
you have.
You doing okay? I'm just asking.
Okay, you're trying
No. I didn't say
You're
anything.
trying to imply.
No. I just asked
Dude,
if
you got to stop doing that.
Is everything
because
is
that's
everything
not.
Is everything
You
okay?
don't know what I voted, who I voted, what I
No.
believe.
That's why I'm asking.
No,
I'm
you're making me uncomfortable with all of that.
I'm just making sure everybody's okay. That's
Dude,
it.
It's a very exciting
That's
day.
actually what friends do.
It's a very exciting.
You know.
Hey,
But,
no, it's a very exciting day.
so
I love the inauguration.
day.
Although it's too cold for them to be
It's a big
outside, they're
day.
holding it inside.
It's cold as a sound bitch here in St. Louis, Missouri. Cold as a sound bitch. You know that ice storm we had a couple weeks ago? Still affecting people.
Now it's a cold storm.
Still affecting people. Ice out the wazoo.
It's not
if you didn't fucking shovel off your driveway like I didn't do, and you didn't get somebody to come pay for it, like a cheap ass like me, you're still dealing with hardcore thick ice because it's been so goddamn cold.
Cam's so cheap.
Dang cold.
It's Kate's birthday. He's like, I got her a gift. It didn't come yet. I might take her to dinner, but I got a gift card. You know, I'm like,
that wasn't a good conversation on my part.
that was not.
That did sound like I was
like,
cheap.
oh my God. I had to tell Laurie. I was like, Cam is just so cheap.
No.
If I did that for your birthday, you would
so-
not be happy with me.
We live a different life than you. Do you guys understand? We live a different life than most people. We don't have kids. So we could do whatever we want at any time unless I got something to do with him, doing Radio for the Blues, a couple other things going on. Kate and I could drop of a hat, do whatever we want. So when these birthdays come around, it's really not that
every day's a birthday?
I got her cute flowers. We did stuff.
We
went to Eureka and had a meal. And I had my
you
Bloody
took
Mary.
her to a place that has a Cam Bloody Mary on her day.
Looks god dang
On
good.
her day. You made it about you on her day with the Cam Bloody Mary.
Sarah's is hard to get into, just so you know.
Really?
And that's the hot spot.
What do you mean?
Well, they have all kinds of designer
And
drinks
it's not
there.
very big there?
No. And it's right downtown, cute little downtown Eureka, which is beautiful. And this little store, restaurant called Sarah's, who Jill
and
give
they
you a
make
shout out.
cakes and stuff.
They
like
make
that.
all kinds of cool stuff, and it's very trendy. And they have different flights of drinks for the girls. It's all women in there. Just telling you.
Is it?
Oh God, yes.
'Cause
And it's a line about the goddamn
my
wazoo.
wife's very close friend.
Bougie,
I'll give Carrie a shout out. She goes there with her mom, dude. They love going to Sarah's, and it's not. They don't live out that way, so it's a little bit of a haul to get there.
Yeah,
It's in terms of where you live. Now, if you live out that way, obviously it's very close.
it's pretty out.
I've
Eureka,
seen
man.
it online, and I feel like my wife would absolutely love it. And so I'm gonna go check it out one day. But I don't know about this Cam's Bloody Mary that's on
my Bloody Mary that I created has come out.
It's on the menu.
I'm giving a Canadian just shout out. I did Clamato juice, and people are digging it. So
It's
if you
called a
know, you know.
Caesar.
It's a Caesar, just like in Canada. A little shout out to all you shit kickers out there. I did it Clamato because I used to drink them bad boys back in the day, going on them road trips up there. I'm like, what is this Bloody Mary? It's different. Let's go. It's Clamato. It's thin, and you could spice it up how you want. I got shrimp in there. I got sausage. I got pickled
crab legs.
stuff. I got crab legs. It's badass. It's a meal, and you can get drunk at the same time.
Okay, so and they do that to you.
And they'll load up Tito's vodka too. She'll hook you up.
Oh yeah. When I was in Canada, I kept ordering Bloody Marys, and she would correct me and say Caesar.
Caesars. Yes, it's Clamato juice.
Yeah, and
Dang good.
there is a little bit of a different taste to it.
Yeah, it's completely
I
different.
think I like the Caesar more.
So do I. My mom and dad always got that.
Yeah,
You could
so
buy
for
it at
now on,
Schnucks and stuff.
from now on, I'm drinking Caesars too.
Dang good.
Speaking of crab legs, Jameis Winston, he got caught in college for
Stealing crab
stealing
legs?
crab legs at Florida State.
How do you do that?
He put them in his pocket or something. I don't
They're
know.
expensive.
Yeah. He put them in his pocket,
like stealing
walked out of a
gold.
grocery store. It was a big story. He was a super high draft pick, right?
See, isn't that about it? I look at him.
And hang on. And he's so funny, Cam. You see his interviews. He's like the most entertaining athlete going in sport. And I don't know if he's trying to be funny or not. I think he's got to be trying to be funny. I think he's just playing with house money now because he keeps going from team to team to team. He's like a backup quarterback.
Yep.
He comes in, he'll throw out 4 or 5 touchdowns and like 3 interceptions. He doesn't care. He's just winging it. And so now he's doing these like Instagram commercials, man, for like a company selling crab legs, dude, and it's absolutely hilarious. And that's how you do it, man.
You know what? You didn't pay these fucking kids. They're fucking stealing crab legs out of goddamn
and
grocery
he's making millions of dollars.
Making all you millions of dollars, and the coaches are making 11.5 fucking creeping out the girls on campus.
Crab legs.
He's got to steal fucking crab legs. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I'm not even, doesn't even bother me.
No, and now these guys who aren't even nearly as popular as he was when he was on campus, dude.
Making $2 schmilly a year.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Do you know that like every quarterback pretty much at like a major Division I school right now is making minimum $700,000?
Yeah, I believe that,
and some of them are making north of that.
They had to steal crab legs to entertain their girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that embarrassing?
Yeah, he had to steal it.
Steal crab legs. Now it all comes around in full circle, and you're making money off of that.
They're taking kids' Heisman trophies away and shit.
I think coaches they shouldn't make money. It's us.
I got the reserved parking spot here.
I'm the one on campus. That
was back when the coaches stayed there forever.
Did you guys watch some good games on? But people are fucking bitching about the refs.
Officiating.
Yeah, and it's like
always Kansas City.
I'm sorry,
dude.
KC. Like Kate loves them, and I'm like they're getting annoying to me at this point. I like Patrick Mahomes. So Kelsey gets annoying. It is what it is. They're all over the place. That's what happens. I don't care. He's one of the best of the best. Probably is the best in that position. I'll give him all that stuff. Nope, no doubt about it. But when you see him more and more and more and more and more, and then they're the team that kind of flops now. They're getting all the calls.
Oh, he's flopping on the sideline.
Motherfucker.
Floppy.
Floppy fuck. I'm getting sick of it. So now I'm like, and then Taylor Swift, sorry.
Don't be flopping, dude.
It all ties together, and people are like, fuck these guys now.
Everybody is.
They're like,
and
fuck
the NFL will do anything to make sure that Taylor Swift is playing in that Super Bowl.
It's
not
something.
Kelsey, not Mahomes, not Andy Reid.
Damn.
They want Taylor Swift. You think she gets paid by the NFL?
No, I don't know. I don't
to go to the Super Bowl.
No, she's with him.
Okay, well,
dude.
he's flopping around on the sideline. I didn't know he was like that, man.
No,
don't dismiss everything you've accomplished up to this point as being one of the all-time greats, man. You've won 3 Super Bowls. Yep. You've won back-to-back. You're trying to make history to be the first team to ever win back-to-back-to-back. They don't win in the most impressive fashion like they used to.
No,
the
they're
way
winning by a couple
Buffalo
here and
will, and the way this kid in Washington is doing right now from the Commanders.
I don't mind that name, and I'll explain why.
Okay, well, we'll get into that.
Because I chirped it before, and I
thought
about
there's
it.
Talk about
like, Commanders a shit kicker.
But you got Kevin Durant hanging out, who's cool, man. He's just chill. He's just like laying low. Magic Johnson. They got like a fun little group over there with the Commanders, and that young kid who's just doing his thing. They're gonna play, obviously, Philadelphia, but Buffalo's got to go to Kansas City, man. I just hope. I'll do anything for Buffalo.
A lot of people
to win that game.
Even Dave Portnoy threw a schmilly down on it. I think he made some money.
And this is Josh Allen's year, man. You can just feel it.
He's cool. KC, they're just getting annoying.
They're annoying.
That's what happens.
And it's not just because they've won all the time.
No, it's everything combined. Now you really see some of these, like, they got 2 guys completely missed them on one of the hits. I guess it was an interference, whatever it was, where they just collided with each other. He's like walking around, like about to get hit, and finally, at the very last second, he goes down.
Wasn't even a slide.
These guys like bop into each other, trying to get him, and they call penalty. Like, damn! Even Troy Aikman's like, come on!
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, because see, the old school.
Yeah, they're like, what the
old
fuck
school
is
guys,
this?
the old heads, man. The quarterbacks who were like, I didn't get that call. I never got that call.
No,
but he's run. Listen, you got to give yourself up at some point. He's running around, he's dancing, he's trying to like juke guys in the open field. He won't go down, and he's so protected by the officials. Where Josh Allen, man, you watch the way that he scrambles and whatever, he just gets out of bounds, to be honest with you.
He takes his licking.
He takes his hits.
I
love Josh Allen.
So do I.
He's so cool. Buffalo deserves a championship, man. They need one. They deserve one, dude.
Yep.
I mean, you got snow coming down. The fan base is going absolutely
Philly
crazy.
was getting rocked by snow. And all these people are complaining now with some of these teams, and I'm trying to think what the teams are in it now, but like, if you're LA or if you're Arizona, watch Kurt Warner comes out and talks about these warm weather teams going to some of these places and playing in the most horrific snowstorm, nasty, freezing, can't feel your fingers, and trying to perform when you're not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an advantage for these. I know, but that's what I love to watch, though.
I never know how to read into that because not every player is from like a warm weather state. A lot of them grew up playing high school football in Ohio,
Texas,
New York, Texas, whatever.
Yeah, but
Minnesota. I mean, wherever they're from. I don't know. Buffalo, New York. I mean, so you would think, and they went to cold weather schools. Not everybody went to Florida or Florida State or UCLA.
You get used to it though. Again. So if you're playing there, you just get used to it as a team. Like you're not used to it.
Coaches get used to it.
Coaches, everything. Just like in that moment, because you practice so long in warm weather and stuff like that. And a lot of these guys are indoor and stuff like that, but you're so used to being outdoor in these games. I don't know.
Okay, so let me say this real quick.
It's miserable.
Because, Buffalo beat Baltimore. And I love Baltimore. I like their coach. I like their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. This Mark Andrews, man, is one of my favorite players in the league. I feel so bad for that guy, man. Do you know he hadn't had a fumble that he lost since 2019? He only has like a handful of drops his entire career. He's like the best tight end in their franchise history, dude. He's been through everything. And to have the ball slip out of his hands, like I don't know how much of it was weather related or whatever. I mean, I guess that can happen, Cam. I feel bad for him, dude.
I do too.
And I feel bad for Lamar.
Yeah, I do too. To a certain point.
Lamar's so cool. He comes out right away and he said, man, it's team game. He's like, I threw 2 interceptions in the first half. Don't lay off of Mark Andrews.
That's such
what I like. Leader, man.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's all. A lot of guys don't do that. How about the one motherfucker for Texas? He gets a horrific, stupid-ass penalty for throwing his helmet.
The Texans, yeah.
And
he's
then
fighting the coach.
Then he goes and shoves the...
and then plays.
What is going on?
Stays in the game.
How is that even going on? Could you imagine going back to the bench and shoving Berube? Matthews coming back like, screw it, bam, and shoving, or one of their assistant coaches.
Marner.
And they're like, just sit back down and get back to work there.
Power play's up.
It's okay. Get back to work. You could shove him. What is going on here? Did he get booted out of the game? What happened with that? Is he suspended?
I don't think he
Get
did.
him out of here. Touch the coach? You're a psycho. How is that
And it was like
happening?
the first couple minutes of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just got a stupid penalty. There was a kickoff. The guy ran a long way. Then he tackled him, and he took his helmet off, celebrating. And he throws it after he gets a huge
If you're
run.
a coach watching that, like, would you ever want that guy on your team?
Dude, I would have smacked him in his face. I don't know.
Hey, some of these,
probably kick your ass.
Some of these coaches are tough as shit.
No shit, dude. You don't take that, man. How can you?
And no coach should have to take that.
That's embarrassing. Did he get kicked out of the game? Did he get kicked off the team? What's going on with that guy? I want an update. That's unacceptable.
These coaches in the NFL are getting younger and younger too, man. They will fuck you up.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about the assistants and the coordinators and all these guys. A lot of these guys are fresh out of the game, man. And they're like linebackers coach.
I'll give a little shout out to Dan Campbell, though. He's a real cat, too. I like him,
He's a real one.
He's a real dude. He's really emotional. Like, he's like...
Dude, they lost everybody. He had so many goddamn injuries.
That sucks. I was rooting for him.
Hey, Detroit, man, I know we got a lot of listeners up there in Michigan, man. We feel for you.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the more likable teams ever. They had an unbelievable season. But you lose Hutchinson on the defensive end, or the defensive side. Those type of players are tough to overcome. David Montgomery, obviously, as a running back, man. It's just difficult to overcome all those injuries. They had something like 13 injuries on the defensive side of the ball.
Anyway, I just hope it's close games.
Am I headed to the Fox Studios or what?
Yeah, we just want to break down some football. It's all good. We're just shooting shit anyway. Like, everybody watches football. These are big fucking games.
Do you know Randy
They're bigger
Moss,
than the games that are going on in NHL. We're going to get into NHL right now. I do want to get into one thing. We're done
Moss,
with football, though.
No, he had that Whipple surgery. You know what that Whipple surgery is? They take like everything out, dude. He had pancreatic cancer. It's like a very high risk surgery. I know somebody here in town, big time back surgery. One of my boys, man. I'm not gonna. It's kind of private, so I don't want to mention his name.
Well, then don't.
Okay. Well,
Jesus.
But
sometimes it's at the tip of your tongue, and I don't.
Yeah, I know. But he's one of my favorite people. Very successful doctor, surgeon, and he knew of this. There's only a handful of doctors in the world that can perform this surgery. One of them being at Johns Hopkins, I believe, and he's looking at his final month to live, dude. They're telling him like it's over.
Oh God.
He's got awesome kids.
Yeah.
Played hockey. One of them, was played at a high level. And this guy has owned teams, junior teams and stuff like that. Total hockey guy, man. And it's like almost emotional to think about, but like he was basically on his deathbed and he went for this last resort, high risk surgery, found somebody who was willing to do it, who could do it. They take out like everything, dude, like every organ, whatever. And it's like a miracle, dude. It healed him 100%. And Randy Moss is having the same thing right now. I think he just had that Whipple surgery. I was told that
Whipple?
last night. I didn't double check it to make sure that he had the surgery, but I was telling somebody the story about the individual I know, and he said Randy Moss just had the exact same thing.
Interesting. That's a tough road. That is a tough road right there, baby.
Randy Moss is really likable too, man.
I like him
I
too.
like Randy Moss,
Yeah.
man.
He was entertaining as hell. We real quick before I do like watching John Gruden on Barstool.
Do you?
Yeah, man. Goddamn right. How can you not? Of all those guys breaking down, all those dudes.
Is he being serious though?
That's just how he is, dude. He's a fucking goofball, brainiac, psycho football guy, man. He's fucking been through so much shit. You're not gonna listen. Of all those guys on Barstool that think they know, none of them even played any sport. It looks like none of them, not one. Now there's some cats I really do like on there, but it's just to have a guy like that.
I like Portnoy.
So do I. They're all entertaining. I love them all, but they never played a sport in their life, and they're literally breaking down football. And now you have John Gruden, who's just like calling everybody out, and he's talking about this, and he's just in the game. Like he's so entertaining. Yeah. And he got fucked over, man. Big time with those emails, those private emails that somebody leaked about him chirping a couple of players. So goddamn
So he got canceled, right?
Yeah, he had a 10-year, $10 million a year contract.
$100 million deal.
$100 million deal. So anyway, seeing him on a day-to-day
basis. Did he
basis.
not get paid? They completely terminated the deal?
Don't know how it works.
Remember he was on Hard Knocks dealing with all the Antonio Brown shit too?
Crazy stuff. AB's been fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
Lord. He's partying right now.
He calls out everybody.
He's partying down at Trump's thing.
Oh, is he at the inauguration?
Yeah, damn right. He's with McGregor. The Paul brothers are all hanging out there. It's a big party down there right now.
It is.
Yeah,
freezing. Gretzky's down there too.
Down there, baby. What's up? Let's go.
With Janet,
big day today.
Mrs. Gretzky.
Big day today, Andy.
Yeah, I'm
Everything
watching.
Okay?
Oh my God.
I'm just asking.
No, you're trying to tell the people that.
I didn't say anything. I'm just because we're friends. I just want you to be okay. We got things to do tonight.
Now, are there some people in my family that are probably not celebrating today?
Should we pray for them?
On my wife's side of the family.
Should we pray for them? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
We will.
I mean, why?
All y'all.
Why not?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's
what kind
the
of
right thing
question
to do.
is that?
We'll pray for
Of course
them.
you should.
We'll pray for them.
It's funny because my mother-in-law, I mean, just a fantastic lady, dude.
Yeah.
She just turned 75 yesterday.
Good
and
for
we had
her.
a 75th birthday last night.
Yeah.
Chris Saraceno's restaurant, Saraceno Family Meal.
Little
Shout out
away.
Bartolino's.
Happy birthday
You
today,
ever been to
Chrissy boy.
Bartolino's in Twin Oaks?
What
man?
do I look like? You're goddamn right. Those are my boys
It's a
right
nice
there.
spot. Really
Chrissy's
nice spot.
birthday today.
Whose birthday?
Chrissy Saraceno.
Is it his birthday today?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'll have to give him a shout. Well, happy birthday,
that's
Chris
why I just did it.
Saraceno. Yeah.
You know,
I coached with
Chrissy
him
boy.
for a year, man. We had a great time.
damn
together.
good hockey player.
Really good hockey.
And
His
his
brother
brother.
Nick's a good player,
Damn
too.
right.
His brother Nick won a national championship at Providence.
Yeah, man.
Nick played at RIT. And
Nick was with the Devils for a little bit. The Devils.
I'm sorry, Chris played at RIT.
Yeah.
Nick won a national championship with that sick, unbelievable Providence team.
Really?
I got to tell you who was on that team because you had Jake Wallman. You had, I want to say, you had Achari. You probably had 6 different NHL players. I mean, legit NHL
Speed it up,
players.
though, man. Because speed it up. Because the majority of the people are like, okay,
just hang on.
Just find it real quick. Because there's a
Mark
bunch of hockey stuff on here,
Jankowski, Brandon Tanev,
yeah.
Jake Wallman.
Damn.
You know, Eric Foley was the guy you were thinking of a little
Yes,
while ago.
that hurt
You
himself.
couldn't think of his name. They
Yep.
had the concussion
Yep.
issues, who the Blues got as part of the deal, not
As
the main piece
no.
of the deal,
Yeah.
in the Paul
Paul
Stastny
Stastny.
trade. And you were acting like, oh, they got that. I mean, yeah, they got a first-round pick. He was
I
thrown
fucked
in
that
there.
up. I fucked
yeah,
that up.
and you were confusing me.
Fucked it up. You know?
But Eric Foley, great kid. I hope he's doing well nowadays.
I've had what's going on with him. He had potential. You know, he's a tough kid too. But anyway, did you see? I gotta give a shout out real quick because I saw an NHL fucking hardcore heavyweight bout.
Oh, a good one.
Oh damn! Who do you think I'm thinking of?
Well, I'm thinking of Jack Eye and
Nah.
was it Jack Eye and Rempe?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
That was a
too.
long one though.
Yeah, it was okay. Oleksiak and Delorier. Woo!
That's a big one too.
Woo!
Alexiak doesn't get enough credit for being in that category because he plays so
I
much.
saw Alexiak the other day when we were in Montreal.
He's a monster.
And I walk in their locker room just to show up, me and Jamie Rivers, and he's there with literally no clothes on, except for his shorts. And I look at him like, oh my fucking God, he's gigantic.
Huge. He's 6'7",
Cut.
dude.
He's got abs like blah, 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 jacked out of his mind. Neck. He looks like fucking freak. Like,
Do you know his family?
And his sister's a
His
hell of an athlete.
Dude, okay, this is what's crazy. His brother, I think, is like a basketball player.
He is gigantic.
His sister's an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
And he's in the NHL. Find me another family, dude, that has an Olympic swimmer, an NHL player, and like an NBA player or whatever.
So these two went toe-to-toe.
I got to see what his brother
These
is.
two, went toe-to-toe. Delorier, Oleksiak, toe-to-toe. I think it was in Anaheim. Man, oh, man. Damn good fight. You got to check that bad boy out. That was legit toe-to-toe. Oleksiak tried to switch up, throw lefts on him, like, blah, blah. They were fucking chucking, baby. Damn good. I did see the Wi-Fi, although the Ryan Reeves Wi-Fi drama.
What do you make out of that?
Wi-Fi stepped up and stuck Reaver. They're up by 3 at the time. And stuck Reaver with a great open ice hit right in front of the benches, too. Went by them, Reaver challenged him. Wi-Fi looks at the scoreboard, which, at that point, just fight them. Because you know what? The tide's turned anyway, and they came back and beat you. So, like, any chance you could fight, you might as well just do it.
Are you
and
saying,
get it over.
did they fight again, Alexia and Delorier? Because they fought, like...
Yeah, they fought recently.
I think you may have seen a replay.
I might have seen a replay. Oh, my
Is
God.
this the fight? Because this is like...
Yeah, I was like, didn't he got traded?
This is... I know, you're like, what?
Yeah.
This is from 2022.
Somebody fucking posted that.
Oh,
then.
my God. That's why I was like, how did I miss it?
Yeah. Look at that, though. It was
But
pretty
that's
badass.
a hell of a fight,
Because I'm
man.
thinking he gets fucking swung back to goddamn Anaheim because he doesn't play in Philly.
No, but he's not on Anaheim. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm saying that to myself right now. Did I miss that?
Fuck up again. Wow.
Dude, that's okay. It's almost 3
I
years
just had
old.
him. It is 3 years old. I
It's
had that
3
down in my
years old.
notes too. My goddamn.
Alexia Delorier. Cam's breaking down a fight. He's calling
3
it the
years
fight
ago.
of the weekend.
The fight of the
from
year.
3 years ago.
God damn it. I had it in my notes. What did I write that down for?
I don't know, but is that the same fight? I'm looking to see if they fought again.
No, they might have. No, that's probably it, Andy. God damn it.
I mean, they fought back in 2020 too. They're always on different teams.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, I will say that Connor McDavid did fucking cross-check that Garland right in the gosh dang head. And then somebody else, Tyler Myers, cross-checked Boucher, same kind of thing. Bouchard, same kind of
Dude,
thing.
that was nasty.
Nasty. That Garland's a
Okay,
prick,
but
though.
what do you think? He is.
He is.
Led the
man.
Quebec League in scoring
And
one
he like
year.
dives a lot. I remember watching him.
Dude,
be
he's
like,
fun to watch though. He does shit with his
I like
stick. Gets
him.
down low with his
I like
stick
him.
to like,
I'd like to
deflect
have. I
pucks
love
and
him on my
catch
team.
passes.
Yeah.
He's always been good, even since he was in Arizona. And again, he had a great junior career. Go look at his numbers he put up in junior. Led the Quebec League in scoring.
Not a big guy.
No, but he was all over McDavid, and I'm glad
him.
McDavid's showing a little bit of like,
Doesn't
hey,
bother me.
that's what I wish we saw more of from guys like Matthews and some of those guys. Hey, when people are like all over them and running their show, like you got to have a little bit of a pushback.
You don't want to cross-check him in the jaw, though.
You
You're
don't
going to get
need
dinged
to
for
do
a long
that. So
time.
is that a suspendable? I mean, every time we see something like that, everyone's like, "Hey, he chicken winged someone too recently."
I just saw that. Yep, he did. He stuck his. That was legit
And-
too. Buckled him.
and it looked like the player dove a little bit,
No,
but he caught him, man.
But anytime you pass a guy
Dude.
in hockey and you stick your wing out, if you hit him or not, like that's deliberate.
That puts George Peros and the NHL
Yeah,
in like a
tricky
peculiar situation.
But it would it bother me if they just find him? Nah.
No.
Would they bother me to give him a game? I don't care. If he does it again, then I'd be like, sorry, he gets privilege.
Mhm.
Sorry. He just
Tyler
doesn't.
Myers is going to get something.
He's going to get
though.
dinged because he's probably done some things before where he
Oh,
got
yeah.
dinged. Like he's a
Dude,
different player.
I'm sorry, but Tyler Myers, listen, and
I got to look at it differently
but
from
you're
him.
6'7". You don't need to be doing that.
There it is.
You don't need to be doing
You know.
that. And he's been playing for a long time.
Yep.
He's got a great history. I think he's got a brother-in-law who plays,
I
or
like
a
the way he
stepbrother
plays.
or half brother who plays in the NBA too.
But I don't want McDavid to get suspended. I just don't.
Kind of give him a little street cred.
Just like sorry, you're him. Like
Hey,
you can't do it all the time.
Edmonton's playing their fucking ass off.
They
right
are,
now.
man.
You know what? They're
He
a
gets
good,
annoyed.
They are
dude.
a good defensive team too. You look at them from a
Yeah.
defensive standpoint; they're up there in all the important categories, goals against and PK and all that too. So, I'm on the Edmonton bandwagon right now. I just like the way they're playing. They are fun to watch. Just like LA is too. No one talks about LA. I feel like LA is the one team you go to where just no one will ever talk about you. Like, find me anybody else. Like, even Carolina, you kind of talk about Carolina a little bit.
That's not what who we just had on Justin Williams during that run that they said they were getting talked about more than anybody.
But not really during the regular season, probably. I mean, you're in the Stanley Cup final and you're winning Stanley Cups. Dude, everyone knows who Drew Doughty is and, Kopitar. Dude, Kopitar has never gotten the respect that he deserves as, like, a generational talent. He's unbelievable.
He does by the people and the players and stuff, but not,
of course,
not like the
but
hardcore
like how
fans.
much do you hear about the LA Kings? We talked about this with Jamal Mayers the other day, like how good they are down the middle. When you got that Deneau as a third line center,
who could go against anybody.
Byfield as a second line center, who's really like elevated his game defensively.
Yeah, they're hard to deal with.
And Kopitar is your number one center, dude. Like that's how you build your team. That's how you win, Cam. You build it up the middle.
Did you see? Malkin's house got broken into.
Yeah, but they couldn't find the rings, but then they found him.
Oh, they found him? Yeah. Thank God. It's becoming like...
You have any other news from 2022 you want to talk about?
Oh, my God.
Anything else that happened on this day in history?
2022, we're just getting over the COVID. How about Ouchie Fauci got pardoned, that son of a bitch?
Well, he should.
Yeah, they were probably cheering at the Creve Coeur Racket Club about that. That son of a bitch. He's on my fucking Mount Rushmore, though.
Of what?
Of hatred.
You hate him that much?
That much, yeah. Well, he stopped our country, Andy. You remember that? You don't remember that?
Actually, the Oilers' PK is terrible.
Okay.
Maybe it's been better as of late.
Who's the biggest surprise so far for you? There's a couple cruising up the ranks right now. Who am I thinking of? We talked about them the other day. Columbus. They're starting to play goddamn good hockey. Damn. Montreal's starting to play a little bit here.
Because my boy Jakob Dobes, he's 5-0, dude. He's had 5 starts. He's won all 5 of them. Although I thought... A buddy of mine who's a diehard Montreal fan starts sending me these text messages after they were up by a goal. I think they were up, 3-2, whatever the score was, on Toronto after the second period. And he's getting a little excited. And I said to him, listen, Toronto's going to come back and win this game. You need to settle down because you're going to lose the mojo here. You're going to jinx the Montreal Canadiens thinking that they're this and that, whatever. Just slow down. And then Toronto came back and won the game 7-3. I thought that was going to be the end for Montreal on this little run. Then they come back against the Rangers. They end up winning in overtime.
Laine.
Still gave up 4 goals in the game, but they end up winning in overtime. Yeah, Laine. So they're winning it with this Dobes kid, who I've known forever. I told a story last week. Go back and listen to last week's episode. You want to hear a little bit of a story of how he came to North America. But they're riding his coattails right now. And Laine's scoring, as much as it hurts to say, because I'm not a big Laine guy.
Neither am I. Yeah. Neither people are in Columbus.
He can score goals, man, and he's helping the team.
I was just talking to people that work in Columbus, like the people up in the booth and stuff or whatever. Fuck, they couldn't stand him. Couldn't stand him.
Well, they liked him up until about a couple weeks ago. No, I know. No, I hear what you're saying, but I think that really probably changed things even more. So, maybe he
I didn't agree with it.
Some people didn't have a problem with
it. I want you to
said.
piss off Werenski so he could play better because I'm rooting for them, dude.
Werenski, the Rover?
Dude, no one even talks. Now everybody's really starting to pick it up.
Kinda. I mean, he still isn't.
Like, Chicklets brought him up. There's people who are talking about him. Maybe not like, I don't see him on billboards and stuff
dude,
like that.
But, dude, it's all about McCarr and Hughes. And then it's like,
it is.
It is. And then people talk about Werenski. But you look at Werenski,
good, man.
I told a great story about him last week, too, about him, like,
you don't have to repeat
how committed he was.
You don't have to repeat it. He was working out at night because he couldn't sleep. It ain't that big of a deal. People do it all the fucking time. Andy's back hurts now. He pulled his back.
Oh, I haven't even talked about it yet.
You wouldn't. I know your dream was to be in NHL, but you wouldn't last.
Sure,
no, you wouldn't.
Because
you are so soft.
I fight through.
No, you don't.
I'm here.
You complain. No, and you're late at times, and you're late, and you do. No. You wouldn't even be able to handle it. You just wouldn't be able to handle the grind.
So listen, here's what happened. I was getting ready. I was getting in the shower, or I was like changing.
You're good talking. You're a good talker.
And, dude, you know that feeling where you just strain your lower back? Somebody help me here. What can I do for it? I just strained my back and it crippled me, Cam.
You would be, coaches would hate you. You'd be the guy that gets hurt. I never
missed.
The trainers would be like, oh, here he is.
Never missed a game my entire high school career.
It was never a good look to be in a trainer's room, even when you were young at different teams. And like you knew the guys that were always in there, and they would always be like,
they're stretching all
everybody
the time.
would like always stir in there. Just it's getting work done. Like no matter what, even if you're way more injured than they are, they got to get their work done. That would be Andy. Like he'd just have wait, hold on. He'd like yeah, my shoulder hurts today. My this because he has to get. He would be so goddamn annoying. The trainers.
I didn't even bring it up.
You did when you walked in here.
Well,
you did when you walked in here, away from the camera.
Do you remember when we were working out one time and I hurt my back?
Working out one time. Andy came in and socialized with us.
My back was so hurt. I think I got a little aggressive with the dumbbells, and I picked one up in my lower back. And Cam literally like threw me down to the ground. He's like, lay down. And Rick Wilson came over and was like rolling it out and whatever. And
pain in the ass.
It was.
We were all working out to get better. Box jumping, doing all kinds of crazy. And Andy gets hurt, and we have to stop what we're doing to fucking help him. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
They were all still playing at the time, though.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Patty Maroon was in there.
Finally, Patty's working out, and we got to stop and help Andy because his back went out.
And that's the same injury
he was talking
now.
on the phone and doing dumbbells at the same time. And like you can't do that, man. You got to balance your weight out a little bit.
Well, I'm dealing with it right now, dude. So yesterday, it crippled on me.
You would never
dude,
last.
You know that Scotty Gomez is coaching, don't you?
Yeah,
and Mike
I saw
Motto.
that.
Great story because today is
that?
Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther King Jr.
So they're celebrating a lot of like minorities and stuff like that in hockey. And I was reading a bunch of stories about it this morning. But like how much he takes from Lou Lamoriello. He's got a picture of Lou in his office.
That's
coaching
awesome.
Surrey in the BC League, where I want to say that's where Gomez played, where he put up a ton of points and they won a championship. And
BCHL.
BCHL. It's just outside of Vancouver, right? Maybe a suburb of
Aaron
Vancouver.
Voros played in that league. A bunch of guys.
A lot of guys did.
Yep.
Although I don't know what's going to happen to that league. We might have to get Scotty Gomez back on.
I've been saying this.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going to happen to that league now with the NCAA.
I don't know.
Eligibility, and with kids from the CHL now being eligible to play college hockey, because that was the route for big-time Canadian prospects who wanted to play college hockey. They could just go play in the BC League, then go play college. Because if you went and played in the Western League or wherever you're from,
a lot
the
of good players came out
OHL,
of
then
it.
you lose your eligibility to play college. Well, that's changed now. So I don't know how that's going to affect the BC League. I'm sure it's not great. But he's got Mike Motto on the bench with him, man. They're just having
I love to
fun.
play for that team.
But he took the team down to the morning skate recently when the Islanders were there, and Lou spoke to the team and stuff like that.
Oh,
man.
that's awesome.
So I love how he's taking advantage of that relationship.
And Lou loves that too. Patrick Waugh probably came in there and said something. That's a pretty cool tandem to have. I would love to hear that speech.
Well, I don't know. Did Gomez and Patrick Waugh, do they have a
Well, I'm sure they
connection?
They're both there. They figure him down like,
he might
hey,
have.
Patrick, can you want to come in here? You're one of the best goalies in the world.
What do you think Patrick would say? No.
No, and of course he's going to say, they played against each other.
I'm busy.
Gomer scored against him, I think, in one of the big-time goals and playoffs.
Yeah. And Gomez obviously went and played in Montreal, too.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Went a long time without scoring a goal there. And
he had a hardcore falling off, man.
He
made a
did.
ton of money.
Made a
Living
lot
a
of money.
life. Probably not working out as hard as you probably should. You've already, right in your first 2 leagues, you get Rookie of the Year, and you win 2 Stanley Cups basically in 3 years. You're King Dick. You're doing your thing. He's got 2 houses. He's got a house in fucking Jersey. He's got a Manhattan cool-ass little penthouse. Fucking doing his thing, man. He was living the life.
He said his coaching right now,
was so
he says,
fun.
when my guys are at the offensive end, they can do whatever they want. But when they're in the defensive end, it's the New Jersey Devils way.
There it is then. Stubborn, baby. I love it. Get him back on for
All
sure.
right.
He's got stories out there.
I loved him when he was here in St. Louis too, man. He would he was like trying to coach the team he was here in St. Louis.
bet he was,
He's like
dude.
telling us, he'd be like, no, they want us to do this on the, this is what we should be doing on the power play. We should be doing this and this. He and Steiner were like a tandem with all out of that shit, dude.
I bet they were.
They got really close.
What are you going to say to
man.
Gomer? Gomer's like, I've been through it all, man.
Right.
I was QB in a power play on Stanley Cup winning teams.
I talked to Hitch the other day too. So sometimes, like he's like, dude, I love Justin Williams. He had nothing to do with him getting traded.
Oh.
I think Justin Williams, he didn't know. He was like, maybe he didn't like me. Maybe that's why I got traded. He's like, I had nothing.
Sometimes you overthink what coaches think of you too, and what they're thinking, and what maybe a decision.
He was hurt a lot in Philly.
Yeah, like you there's over hatred for coaches when things go south with you. You think that it's the worst thing, but maybe it's just
how you find out is like
Hitch
doesn't even know we had him on when I'm talking to him about it.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, do you like Justin Williams? He's like, oh yeah, I liked him a lot. He's like, he was hurt though a lot, so whatever. He's like, I go, well then he got traded, right? Do you have anything that he was? I had nothing to do with him getting traded, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, we just had him on, so we were.
Oh yeah,
but you always want to be fair to the hit, and Justin didn't say anything that would
Justin Williams wasn't Justin Williams then either.
Of course, the clip we put up there, it's like Hitch didn't like Justin Williams or something. It's like,
well, according to Justin, he
did.
didn't.
Yeah, that's what he said.
According to Justin, he didn't.
Right. But that's. I think players can think that when they're young.
I know. You think everybody's out to get you.
They were like a contending team at the time. They had a lot of big dog veterans.
He just wasn't.
And I think as a coach, like you just probably feel more comfortable with the veteran guys.
Yeah, it could have been something so simple like that. Mm-hmm.
And
when you're young like that, you really do think the most negative. It's like your parents or something. Like you think of them like there's always something. They're out to get me, a vendetta.
Yeah.
If things aren't going well.
Oh my God, dude! I have a teenage daughter now.
Yeah.
She's having when she doesn't, I don't have any clothes.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
What am I supposed to wear? And her and my wife just go at it.
You guys are trying to keep up with the Joneses.
No, dude.
She's hanging out with wealthy other girls. No.
No, you're reading into it way wrong.
I know exactly what's
You don't
going
even
on.
know how to read it.
I know exactly
I'm
what's
asking
going on.
Cam for parental advice.
This
is how Cam handles the cats.
It's the easiest thing in the world. It's easy to figure out. She has a lot of, you bring it up all the time, a lot of young, wealthy girls that she hangs out with that get a lot of different things, and she's trying to keep up with them. Mm-hmm. You guys aren't in that category. You're damn good. Those kids are still spoiled beyond belief, and they live a damn good life. But when you keep up with the Joneses, now she's comparing herself to them when it's not realistic.
You know what else all these kids get? Like these massive vacations for spring break and shit.
Yeah, where it costs out the fuck with all they going to like a place that costs $25,000 a night to get play. They make there's this
dude. I never went out of town
part of
for
Ladue,
spring
you're hanging
break
out with Ladue,
until my senior year of high school.
Yeah,
and that was like a
cheap ass little place.
No,
probably
it was
on
like
Cabo.
kind of like whatever, like a group. Everyone went.
Yeah.
I never went on vacation for spring break, man, ever, or winter break when I was a kid. Maybe we went to Buffalo once or twice.
Playing hockey. All the hockey players are like, yeah, what spring break?
Yeah, exactly.
We were playing fucking hockey, baby, through and through, doing our thing. If you were competitive at that age, you ain't going to spring break. I'll tell you that because your team's not letting you go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Windsor, can I go to my spring break with my high school buddies from Eureka? Get on with yourself.
So you're just dealing with a little bit of that type of stuff.
Well, I just explained it. And you agree with me too. It's all good.
I don't know. If
just
you have a proper
we can't
ride.
fucking keep up with them. I went through that with a couple of people I grew up with here, but a lot of guys were just in the same kind of category. You know what I mean? A lot of, even there's poor guys I grew up with that couldn't keep up with what my dad was doing for us, who was fucking scraping by, doing everything he possibly could. They couldn't keep up with that.
How do you look at the JT Miller situation?
Fucking annoying. This whole thing.
Is Vancouver the most annoying team in the league?
Yeah, they kind of are.
Like every year there's something. They finally had no drama last year for the most part.
It's fucking annoying.
And now it's like, we need drama.
We need more. Look at us. We got more drama.
Boudreaux's not here, so we got to find something else to have drama about.
And then this the look on their face when JT's got to do an interview afterwards. He's just
stop putting him out there.
Get out of this. Stop doing them.
Stop putting him out there. Stop doing interviews. Get him out of there. And, there was reports about he was going to New York and whatnot. And, people are like, well, I'm not sure how it, fell apart and whatever. Yeah. I can tell you what I'm being told. What I hear is that, Philip Hedl was probably the player to go from New York to Vancouver. That may be out there. But one of the reasons, if not the main reason as to why it fell apart was, I guess the two teams couldn't agree on the condition of the draft pick. Sometimes it gets protected. So like in terms of what the language would be with the protection of the assets going the other way, top 10 protected, whatever you hear those terminology all the time. I just hear there was they couldn't agree on the protection of the deal. So it's kind of a strange thing to see get in the way of a trade like that. But from what I understand and what I hear, man, I feel like he is destined to go to Carolina, and that's where he's going to end up. I think Carolina has a lot of interest.
Okay.
I think if you look at their owner, Tom Dundon, in the past, he likes players who've got term left on their contract. JT Miller has several years left on his deal. But if Vancouver, and I'm seeing some people suggest that, hey, it may not get done this year, because Vancouver is looking for equal value or greater value coming back the other way. That ain't happening. You're not getting equal value during the season. It's just not going to happen. There's only so many JT Millers floating around. And if a team has a really good star player, they're not moving that guy to bring in JT Miller. So they want to add JT Miller to the mix. And I think Carolina feels like they've got the necessary leadership and the coaching staff that could handle a personality like him. Now, whether or not he wants to go to Carolina, I guess remains to be seen. Would he waive his protection, no move protection or whatever he's got to go to Carolina? I don't know. But it sounds like the player that would probably go the other way, because you're not getting Svechnikov or one of these other guys. That's what I mean. Like, you're going to get creamed on the deal. That's just the bottom line. You're going to lose the deal. You move a player like that because of this type of situation, you're not going to win the trade. You're going to lose the trade. So it's going to be like a Jesperi Kotkaniemi, somebody like that, who's got some term left on his deal. He plays center, and he's just okay. It'll go down as one of the worst draft picks in the history of the NHL draft. He went third overall with Brady Tkachuk going fourth. I mean, it's just, same position. You just got to be kidding me.
Who made that deal?
Montreal. Come on now.
We got to sit you down.
Mark Bergevin, his amateur scouting staff.
Whoa.
They had some major blunders. I can't put that on Mark either. He is the GM, so maybe he's the face of it. But at the same time, man, you got to trust your scouting staff, your amateur scouting staff, and that's who they picked. And listen, he's fine. He's put over 400 games. Quinn Hughes, Evan Bouchard, a couple of these guys that went later. And there's other teams that passed over on Hughes as well. So it wasn't just Montreal, but you don't get Brady Tkachuk. You had so much access to learning about him through his dad and everybody else. Scott Melody was working with the organization at the time. They could have found out everything they needed to know about Brady. And I guarantee you, Noah Mel and some of these guys, they were probably pushing for Brady. And they lost out. And they took Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who's now in Carolina. But I can't, just looking at, I'm just saying, looking at the roster, he would be the player, because somebody who makes some money is going to have to go. Yeah. Right? I don't see Vancouver eating money on this deal.
He makes, what, 4.5?
He makes like 4.5, 4.25, something like that. So over $4 million. He would be the most likely player to move. So again, not equal value.
I'd bring JT over, though.
You're not going to win the trade. I'd bring JT over
and control him in a place like that. You're damn right. No cameras on you.
Oh, my God.
There ain't no drama there, baby. And if there was, no one gives a fuck.
And I think if anything, everything's been proven true, what we talked about. There was a rift in the locker room. He's an abrasive individual. It wasn't a good fit for...
He's not good for a Canadian team.
For he and Pettersson. There's a lot of teams that probably wouldn't be able to deal with Pettersson, too. You're trying to get this guy going a little bit. And maybe it was a little harsh how they went about it. He's making a shit ton of money. I think that's a difficult player to move, to be honest with you. Although he'd probably go to Carolina or another team and thrive,
I think more people than you think will go to Carolina. I think there's more people than you think.
You're just waiting for them to get over the hump. I would agree.
Saying.
I would agree. Carolina would be a cool spot to play.
It's not like you think anymore, man. These guys don't give a fuck. They want to hide and just do business and go hide.
So if I'm JT, if this trade is presented to you, take it and run, man. Yeah. Go to Carolina. Go help that team win a Stanley Cup.
Under Rod the Bod, you guys would be good buddies.
That's right.
You're both hardcore together. He'll understand you. It's like I always say, you want to be a monster and be able to tame it. Like, I'd love to try to tame JT Miller.
I saw Rod the Bod do it. You ever seen one of these bench interviews he does?
I saw him score the other night against that.
Against who won that game?
I think they killed him. I think I was completely wrong on my assessment of.
You thought North Carolina State was going to win that game
because they'll stop and start on pucks.
Who cares?
See, this is where your ignorance comes out and seeps right out.
You think they're going to beat these guys?
Yeah.
Justin Williams says he could still play. He's on the ice all the time. Rod Brind'Amour's in great shape.
They're not going to stop and start, though. Rod might, but these guys are better than you.
They tic-tac-toe it around the ice. Even with the Blues alumni, dude. I see it. Even with these guys who've been out of the game for a while. Their ability to just make plays.
Killed by the Lindenwood club team.
You think?
If it was all alumni?
Yeah, but which alumni are we talking about? A lot of the alumni you're thinking of has now gotten older.
No shit.
So
no shit. Rod the Bot's pretty old. He's just in goddamn good shape. So my point is, where you think Ray Whitney's really out there fucking stopping and starting on shit? He's going to try
they
to
don't
see.
have to.
No, these guys would stop on pucks on you, dude. They
Can
could
I just
all
say
skate. They
this,
get bagged every day. I watched Gary Gardner do the coach club team before we skate with the alumni. They are getting bagged every day, working on different stuff.
Can I say this?
It'd be a tough game.
I don't know this.
It'd be a tough
and
game.
so maybe I'm wrong, but I bet you
Probably
the
are.
NC State club team's not nearly as good as the Lindenwood club team. Like the Lindenwood club teams won like national championships every year. They're always in the mix.
So maybe
you know what I mean?
Andy, you might be right on that.
So like,
so that's what. But
there's
you get
really bad club teams.
But you get where I'm coming from. Watching Lindenwood's club team, I'm like, these motherfuckers are skating so hard. I'm like, they would kill us.
Do you like it when people say
They would kill us.
club hockey is college hockey?
What?
Like a lot of people will say,
Who says that?
like,
What does that mean?
because they beat like Denver, like
It doesn't
UNLV.
matter. Like, we
Club
don't-
hockey is college hockey.
No.
Is it college hockey?
No. I mean, no. No. And I think they understand that, but I think they're
No, a
just
lot of
playing
people
because
don't. They think it's like,
The players? I
I'm
think
not saying the players.
We hang out with these guys. They skate with us. They're not acting
People
cocky
on
at all.
the no, people on the outside.
I didn't even
can.
know that they were fucking playing for them. And now I'm watching these guys skate and they are getting bagged by Gary Gardner. Bagged every day. I'm like, they would fucking beat a lot of goddamn. They're huge. And I put that in my head whenever Justin Williams was talking. I'm like, okay, if it's the same team I'm looking at, these guys are going to be tough to deal with. But I think you're right. I think the team wasn't even close. I think we're looking at a pretty damn good team with Lindenwood.
They're always like really good.
I'm like, holy fuck.
Hey, they got a big event coming up too. Check out like
Yeah.
I want to promote this for anybody locally. Like Red Berenson, longtime coach of Michigan's coming into town.
It was cool as hell.
And talking to Jack Combs and some of the people from the coaching staff at Lindenwood, man, just trying to get the word out for this big event coming up, a night with the black and gold. So it's coming up, dude. Just check it out. Go to their
Well, why don't you
hockey
tell them the goddamn
website.
date, Andy?
Okay, well, I'm looking for that.
Jesus.
February 3rd.
You're just going to let them think about
February 3rd,
Yeah, we're at.
6 p.m. at Olivia on the Hill.
Oh, nice. Damn
You don't
good
know
food.
where that is.
On the hill? If
Oh.
it's on the
Oh,
hill,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
it's damn
Okay.
good
Oh,
food
yeah.
out there.
Olivia
babe.
on the Hill.
Damn good food here in St.
So
Louis.
if you want to go to that, we can go. And we'll sit with.
I'm probably not going to go to it. But
No, what do you
if
mean?
people want to
dude?
go,
No,
they-
they invited us to go. So if you want to go,
it's all good. Listen, I don't do many of these.
No,
Andy,
we're
don't-
gonna go.
Who are you
February
kidding?
3rd, we'll be there.
Who are you kidding? There
Okay.
might be a game. I haven't looked at my calendar, but
I
if
haven't looked
okay.
at. You don't
Who are
have
you
anything
kidding?
going on that night, okay?
Is there a game?
I haven't.
I'm
looked
doing
yet.
a bunch of games coming
I
up here,
haven't
Andy.
looked yet.
Andy thinks he's the only one that works. He's the only one.
The only one, the chosen one.
The chosen one. Jesus Christ.
So anyway, so that's
Hey,
my.
do you see,
that's what I'm hearing on JT Miller. Look out for the Carolina Hurricanes. I know others have maybe
Be
brought up
awesome.
that team as well, but I really feel like that is the destination for JT.
Yeah.
And why couldn't
baby.
Taka and these guys get a hold of this? How do you read into that? How come they couldn't control the
Because
situation
sometimes you can't, dude.
before? Well, and maybe they could have. I'm sure they had a lot of talks.
Listen,
but
you could be
how
the-
much of it is media driven by people just going crazy? I think Vancouver, and I don't mean this in a negative way. I'm just being honest.
Sure you do. Whenever you say that, you always mean it in a
I
negative
think
way.
they are the most controversial
Yeah.
media in the league.
That's negative.
Way
And that's-
more
you're
than
100% right.
Toronto.
They're all bad, dude.
No, but it's different.
It depends.
It's worse than Toronto, I think.
Dude, I bet you Montreal, when things start shitting the bed, they're fucking nasty up there. Toronto, if things go even worse, Toronto's winning games, man. They're doing pretty well. Marner says one fucking stupid thing that disagrees with that blows
Could you
up.
imagine if
Those three are monsters.
Could you imagine if the Blues
Calgary ain't hard.
were being covered by the Vancouver
Oh,
media?
We would be like getting fucking
They
evaluated everywhere.
lose in Utah after winning back-to-back games.
Cam's outfit for the game. He wasn't professional. We
I
would
mean,
all get
no,
fucked.
but like seriously, you go and you lose that game. Thomas and Buchnevich getting benched and stuff like that. Hey, that's one thing that,
You're right.
and Buchnevich, I don't think is 100%. Just for the record, I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he has been all year long.
Third line, no.
And people can take that as you will. And
That's
maybe
a bad loss,
maybe
man.
we'll get more information on that in the coming days or whatever. Who knows? I don't think he's 100%. It is a bad loss.
That was a bad loss.
And it's a terrible
in Utah.
place to watch a game on TV like this. There's no one there. It felt like.
I saw that same thing.
Is
I thought they
anybody
were
at
packed.
the game? My brother was there. He lives in Utah. He's like, no, there was a lot of people. I'm like, dude,
Didn't look like
all
it.
I saw were empty seats.
Me too.
Terrible camera angles.
I agree. It wasn't a very good experience watching
No.
that rink look dumpy as shit.
Dumpy.
Clayton Keller just dominates. The Blues haven't won 3 games in a row all season. They're trying to,
And they have to win 5 or 6 in a row to get in the playoffs.
They're gonna have to go 8 out of 10 a couple times maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
One before the break and one after.
Right, they're going to have 2 winning streaks of at least 6 games.
Yes. 750 winning percentage or whatever. They're going to have to go on a run. And they finally win 2 games against Calgary, who they're going toe-to-toe against. Then they go up to Utah.
Games.
Huge games. Everybody's like, yes, let's go. Then they go to Utah, get the first goal by Tyler Tucker, who's playing pretty goddamn good.
Dude.
I don't even know if he scored or it got tipped or whatever the fuck.
He scored.
He scored. The other one got tipped by
Fox earlier against Calgary in the first
then
game against the Flames.
They just fell apart. And Utah comes back, and Clayton Keller says, fuck you. I've done this every time I play against you. There was a year during COVID where the Blues played motherfucking Arizona.
7 straight games.
7 straight. Everybody wanted to commit suicide. And Clayton Keller literally owned everybody for fucking 3 weeks.
7 consecutive games in the regular season. And
it's so crazy shit in the world.
And people want to sit there and say, we're not putting an asterisk on the COVID years.
Fucking like 7.
Got Montreal and Tampa in the final.
Unbelievable.
This is a regular season.
Man, oh man. So Clayton just goes out there, and the Blues are they're grasping for air. They got to find a way to string some wins together, man.
So anyway, Robert Thomas, and Buchnevich got benched in the first period. And I will say, listen, I don't love the way they're rolling out their power plays right now, and it's not. I mean, every coach has their reason. I can get behind it, and that other unit actually is doing pretty well with Kyrou and, Shen and Holloway. Kyrou and Holloway have unbelievable chemistry right now. The way they just
Holloway's a damn good player.
Find each other. So is Kyrou, dude.
No, I know, but people know that. But there's Holloway.
Yes,
he's
every
night.
Good.
Every night he does.
And
something.
you put Shen in the mix, but those 3 guys, with neighbors on the power play, like that unit's rolling. But if you're Robert Thomas and you're used to being on the first unit, and probably gives you some confidence to be on the power play, even when you don't score, you get those touches, whatever, maybe feel good about your game a little bit.
Of course.
And then you take that into your 5-on-5 play. And they're not used to all of a sudden power play, and they're not over the boards. So that can be a little bit of an adjustment, And in fairness to Robert Thomas, this is a little bit of a situation. You look at who's on his unit. He's feeding seam passes to Colton Parayko. Parayko's not really a power play guy on the other side. He doesn't really one-time the puck, even though he's having a great year. It's not his strength. He's got Sundqvist out there. It's just a little bit of a different situation.
Well, recently.
Who?
Colton Parayko's been shooting the puck.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the power. You don't. He's not winding up on the one-timer on the other side.
I'd force that issue with him. The way he's playing, I don't know.
And he's scoring goals closer to the net too. I know his last goal, he just shot it right through the goaltender. That Wolf.
Wasn't it?
No, low.
Okay, but nice
right through the pads of Wolf from Calgary. And he's got 10 goals on the year. I think he's 4th among defensemen in goal scoring. He's having a hell of a season.
He's having a great year, man.
So it's not about Colton. I'm just saying for Robbie Thomas with that particular unit, it's just a little bit of an adjustment that I could see him struggling with a little bit, just not getting that candy all the time when you're used to it.
Them cookies.
But you know what, Monty? This is what Monty will do. And we're not used to seeing that here in St. Louis. Other coaches in the past, and I don't care who it's been, have not shown that type of balls either. And I love Chief, but he wouldn't have done this to Thomas and Buchnevich. He wouldn't have sat them in the first. Never saw them get sat. I think that had something to do with when he got fired. I think maybe holding the star players to a little more accountability maybe was lacking a little bit, and he just got to that point. So that wasn't necessarily something we've seen from previous coaches. We didn't see that a whole lot from Bannister, although there was a lot of talk. He benched Buchnevich when he had 3 penalties in a game. But if you really learn the story behind the scenes, I think Buchnevich benched himself and said, I should be benched, don't play me, or something like that.
He would do something like that.
He did.
He's cool.
So, and nothing against Bannister either, but we saw this from Montgomery in Boston. Remember when he sat Pasta and he sat
Marshy the other night?
Marchand when he was coaching, yeah. So, he's done this with star players in the past, and he's not afraid to do it. So, if I'm a Blues fan, get used to that because I think he'll do it again.
Yeah, Marshy just got benched again in overtime.
Oh, by Sacco?
Yeah, Sacco, he came out and said it. He's pretty cool when he comes on. He's just like, fuck, I was playing like shit.
Yeah.
And right now when he plays bad, it's probably really bad.
And Thomas has said the same thing.
Yeah.
Thomas even said something to me privately. I was talking to him, and he had gone 2 games in a row without putting up a point, which is the first time he had done that since he came back
It
from
doesn't
injury.
happen often. Yeah.
And he was like challenged. He was like, I need to show up tonight. Like, you know, like they get it, you know?
Of course, man. I got to give a little shout out to this dude. I like this cat. His name Patty the Batty Pimblett. If you know, you know. Andy probably doesn't know who he is. Do you know Patty the Batty?
You're probably saying it wrong.
No,
You're
I'm
not.
It's
no.
UFC fighter. He's from England. He's
yeah.
got that cookie cat haircut.
Of course.
Cool as shit.
Yeah.
His name's Patty Pimblett.
Yeah, just say that.
Anyway, and he's fucking awesome. He hasn't lost in a long time, and he's a really entertaining fighter.
Dana White's at the inauguration too.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy. Andy wants to keep talking. Anyway, so he gets called out by this guy that works at a different gym. This UFC fighter, that's not in the UFC. I guess he's an MMA fighter. And this guy's fucking trolling Patty online. And Patty's like, I'll fight you. I'll come to your gym and I'll fight you. But if I choke you out, it's going to be either knockout or you go to sleep. You're not tapping out. And they agreed to it. It's this fucking troll online. And Patty and him went at it. It's all online. And they went, and Patty's doing this, and they're kind of feeling each other out. And all of a sudden, Patty gets him down and chokes him. And the guy's like this, tapping, and he won't.
Did he leg whip him?
He fucking he grabbed him, fucking pulled him down. Like, Patty's so good on the ground.
Like right away?
Choked. No, it took a little while. This kid's legit. And so he was troll. He called him out, went there at a different gym and choked him out. And the guy, he wouldn't let go. He wanted to put him to sleep.
Couldn't he kill him?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not good.
I don't think he should do that.
Yeah, but they agreed to it. Sometimes when you're in MMA like that, though, if you're a man, they say you fucking go to bed. If you put yourself in that situation, because in reality, if you fight like that, you're fighting to the death. And so the shit kicking motherfuckers will be like, no, put me to bed because I deserved that. I shouldn't have been in this situation. It's over. My life's over. So they agreed to it, and Patty wouldn't get up, and it was pretty badass. Check that out. So if you're a fucking troll online, you call some of these cats out, they're going to embarrass you like that, and that's what happened. Anyway, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
And he doesn't like this kind of stuff.
I mean,
are you okay?
Well,
are things okay?
If he's not a professional fighter, other guy.
Everything okay?
If he's not
he is.
He is a real.
He's just like an East Coast kid, fucking chirping an NHL
he's
guy.
He's a real fighter.
Yeah. So
okay, I mean, but like
you all good?
Putting him to
sleep. Is
sleep.
today tough for everybody?
Dude,
you're
trying.
Is it a tough day though?
You know you're trying.
No, it's all good.
You're trying to imply.
Is everything okay
to
at
the
home?
People,
are they okay though?
All the shit kickers.
You know,
there, my people.
Andy's people. It's a tough day for them.
My people in Saskatchewan.
They don't know what to do tonight. Woo! It's gonna be a long.
Okay,
night.
now correct yourself.
It's gonna be a
long
night. It's all good. Who cares? Everything's gonna be fine, dude. It'll be fine. We're not gonna. Everything's gonna be okay.
You know,
you're gonna wake up tomorrow and be happy.
Just because
you're gonna go to work. It's gonna be okay.
Just because I'm. Oh, dude. Just because I'm non-denominational.
Non-denominational. I love it. It's okay.
And I support who I want to support. And you know what?
Which would be.
I feel way differently now than I did 4 years ago. I'll tell you that right now. So I think this is a great.
Good,
I think this is going to be great for our country.
I'm trying to help.
I think this is going to be great for our country.
Yeah.
And I'm on board.
You
settle down.
Yeah, you are. So funny.
Maddie.
Hey, did you see that fucking...
That's what Cam brought to the table. Maddie LaBatty stories. It's like...
Patty LaBatty. He's a shit-kicking motherfucker.
Patty LaBatty.
Did you see that broad from OnlyFans that's fucking these guys 1,000 in like 24 hours?
You believe her?
Yes, and she's actually a beautiful girl. Mm-hmm. Like, you see some of these porn stars, like, they're a little beat up in the wrong way. Like, they have something about them that's a little beat up, right? Like, they're fucking...
That leads her to there.
Right. This girl just looks like a natural, beautiful girl,
yeah.
And she's fucking getting smashed. And all these guys are showing up in England. They're all, like, Pakistani and
Where do they show up from?
She puts it out, and they all come in like a big orgy gangbang, and they do these...
Are they all in the room together, or is it one at a time?
50 at a time around her, fucking jerking off on her and... bucking her. Like, you should see, like, there's a picture of the scene afterwards. There's condoms and blood.
How could she?
I don't know how your body could
physically handle that.
I don't know. And now she wants to do anal. It's unbelievable. I mean,
how much does she get paid for that?
Tons, dude. People are probably going on checking that out like no other, dude.
How much?
Well, some of those girls are making like $14 million a month. No, $3 million a month, 14 a year, or whatever it is. $1 million.
$3 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
So what is OnlyFans exactly?
So it's like I don't know.
Have you ever gone to it?
Why would I when there's Pornhub and stuff? If you want to look up porn, you can just look it up anywhere.
Is OnlyFans just porn?
So it's OnlyFans is like these guys that want to pick out a certain girl that they Like just like you pick out a girl,
fantasize
about,
meets all
but
their
she could interact.
fantasies.
She could actually interact with you. So she's doing a live show, and you pay $8 a month.
And it's only you watching her.
It's probably, I don't know. I think it's probably
And
a lot of people.
Talking
but
to
she's
you.
talking to you like you. Maybe she'll look at and see that you're on and
like my Peloton
it's like
instructor.
Yes. That you think you're dating
during COVID.
There it is, Andy.
My girl Jess.
But instead of her doing that,
she would talk to me and talk about me during the classes.
She's like, Andy, I love you. And Andy like, this girl's in love with me. She's in love with me. Just like you do when these guys.
She loves me.
She loves me. She loves me. Yeah, she does. Just like, dude, I had to settle down a couple cats. I told you this. That dated them fucking strippers.
Who did?
A couple cats I know.
Hockey players?
And they're like, oh, yeah. Oh, God. Or this guy's.
I know some baseball players that married some strippers, too.
That's a tough go right there. It's a tough go. They like me. Yeah. They like everybody.
No, this one's different.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
She likes me.
No, Cam. Yeah, okay. I can't take you serious.
All right, so OnlyFans, and you have to pay for it, obviously.
I guess. Yeah.
Super expensive, I would imagine. I mean, if they're making $3 million a month. I mean,
well, you could have 500,000.
How much? What are you working 24 hours a day?
No, you just do one a day probably, or something like that.
And who's paying you then?
Man, they sign up for your account. Do you not get it?
So the only, yeah, but like you're not doing enough shows to make $3 million a month.
You got 1 million subscribers that are paying every single day to see you.
Oh,
what
they
are you
come
talking
back and
about?
But I thought it was just a one-off.
You can play a month, or you can
I thought
look
it was
it up.
I thought it was a one-off where you do a show for one
and
guy.
He acts like he doesn't
and
know.
Not everybody,
Who's he kidding?
And not everybody else sees it.
Who's he kidding? He acts like he doesn't
know
know
what
what
I'm
the
saying?
fuck's going on.
She puts a show on for one guy, and then nobody else ever gets to see that.
No. Oh, that could be. They have probably different things, because I know these oligarchs will pay fucking $3 million for this broad just to fucking have an hour-long session with her while he's beating his dick off.
Like you used to see that back in the day when we were kids. At like 1 in the morning, the commercials would come on,
and I'd be like, "She's
call me now." You ever call those numbers when you were a kid?
God, yeah,
all the time.
Oh,
Your parents would freak out.
My dad,
it was like
what are you doing?
$3.99 a minute or some shit.
I'd take his credit fucking card.
Oh my god!
And he'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I know. We would do that, dude.
And then,
it was terrible.
But in the end, he's like, "I'm kind of glad he's doing that."
No, it would cost money though.
No shit. We used to do this on the road trip. So I told you guys this on AAA. I would go to the front desk and I'd be like, "Hi, I forgot my key. Well, what's your room number?" And I'd be like, 1206, which it wasn't. And then I'd get all the guys. They gave me my key. Walk right all the way up to 1206. Open it up. Sit down. Rent whatever porn. Sit there. Order whatever. Sit there and wait. And then all of a sudden the phone would ring. "Sir, you're not allowed in here." Then we'd shut the door, fly out of there, go back to our rooms.
Whose room was it?
Just a random room. I just went and got a random key.
Wouldn't they look it up? Not back then?
I just said I didn't have an ID on me. I'm a kid.
Yeah,
I locked myself out. My dad's at dinner.
Back then, I'm
with the hockey team.
Now they still type in your name to make sure that's your room number.
They didn't back then, dude. This is the 90s.
There's been stories like even here, like a guy will come back like completely shit-faced to like the Ritz-Carlton or something, and he'll be like, "I forgot my key."
You can't get on.
And they'll give him a key, and he'll go in some random girl's like room who's in there by herself, and he'll climb into bed with her. Remember, they got sued.
They're smarter than that. I remember one time, my billets were the coolest people, Oxanans. They're the sweetest people. My billets in Guelph, who were related to my billets in Windsor. My second billets, not the older ones. They said one time they're on a trip, and it's the most horrific thing ever. They're on a trip one time with their kids in Florida. They're sound asleep. 2 kids are in one bed. Pete and Tracy are on a different bed. The door is knocked. Pete is so tired because he takes probably medicine or whatever. Gets up, thinks it's little Kari, his son. Opens the door. It's a little boy looking for a room in the middle of the night. The kid comes in the room, goes in between Pete and Tracy, and falls asleep. Falls asleep until the morning time. And the parents are going crazy. "Where's my child?" There's police that went around banging on every door. They bang on their door. Pete gets up, opens the door, like, "We don't have a kid in here." Kid gets down and goes, "Daddy, Daddy." They're like, "What? You kidnapped this kid and he slept with you?" He's like, wait a minute. I was so tired. I thought that I was fucking half asleep when I opened the door. The kid walks in. I thought it was my own kid. He comes in and sleeps next to us during the night. And all of a sudden, they come and open the door. The kid's right there.
Oh,
It was fucking terrible.
And you lost me halfway through the story, but it sounds amazing.
Jesus, you're annoying to be. No wonder, man.
I'm trying to understand that one.
Maddie, isn't that a weird one?
Well, no, that's a weird one but people are texting me about the inauguration at the same time.
Yeah,
So
all his family's crying right now to the
no, they're
sky.
not, dude.
Don't, but that's how horrific is that, man? And he didn't get in trouble for it. They are the sweetest people ever. I remember him telling me that story. It's fucking terrible. Sorry, am I boring you? That's a hardcore story.
No, that's a great story. Dude.
Andy, story time for Andy now.
Yeah,
you tell a story. What are they saying? Are they pissed? Are they yelling at clouds?
Don't say the name. This is my side of the family. Okay. So
you know what's going on. Jesus Christ. So anyway, that girl pops up everywhere on Facebook about her. Like, God. She has somebody blow a load on her face, and she walks around.
Oh my God!
Downtown London, like, see if anybody notices. Like, she looks like a normal, beautiful girl. It's just weird. Like, she doesn't have that like hooker.
Did she go into a fast food restaurant trying to get that?
Yes,
kid?
the kid. And he's like, no, I have a girlfriend. I'm with Jesus or something.
Yeah, he did.
He stood his ground.
Saving myself.
I'm like, wow, good for you, man. Most guys would be like, girl, what? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most guys.
Well, nowadays they'd all recognize her probably.
Yeah,
all those
she's
young
everywhere. I don't know if it pops up on your feed, man. She's everywhere. This girl, Bonnie
she's
Blue
making
or something.
$3 million.
Don't know how much she's making, but there's girl or
what do you think her
OnlyFans.
dad thinks?
He's proud, Andy. She just loves getting fucked. I got that's God. Like I know, like that's your.
You think
everything.
you're born with that?
Yeah, I do.
Or do you acquire that over the years?
Like there's girls that are, that we know so many guys that are just, it's all in their mind all day, every day. And most guys are kind of like that too. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a man, like you think that way, it's just if you can control it or not. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of guys can't control it, but there's a lot of girls that can't control it either.
Yeah.
This is all surprising to Andy. It's like, this is crazy. Like, no, it's just.
So what happened with Malcolm's house? I know you brought it up a little while ago.
I just read that they robbed his house when he was playing at home. It's just scary, dude. What do you do? Have an armed guard at your house? Like, he's not making that much money.
He's not?
What? Well, like to have armed security.
He's not making that much. He's making $10 million a year.
To have armed security at your house every time you leave, like that's it's just a lot. It's a lot going on.
How about the goalie goal, by the way?
That was cool.
Nedeljkovic.
Yeah, that was cool.
He's done it at like every league he's played in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some goalies are good at just going back there and knowing the time.
Dude, they're just confident. They're so good at it.
They're good at handling the
Watch
puck.
for this Dobas to score. He scored a goal, I told you, in AAA hockey,
him,
dude.
Man.
Dude, he's one of the biggest names in hockey right now. In Montreal.
He's going to score, you say?
His dad just came and saw the game yesterday for the first. He hadn't seen his kid. Hadn't seen him in a year and a half.
Really?
Because he's been over in the Czech Republic.
Yep.
They hadn't seen each other in a year and a half.
That's awesome.
Comes back over, playing a game in the NHL in Montreal against the New York Rangers, man.
Crazy.
And but maybe he'll score a goal.
Well, why do you say he's going to score a goal?
Well, he scored a goal in midget hockey.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen ever a goalie score a goal in midget hockey.
That's right. Yeah, because you just don't have the strength to rip it over to the players.
Find me a goalie who's going over the top. Yeah. In midget, you just don't see it too often.
I saw it in juniors. Mike McKenna did it. Give him a little shout out.
I think did he do it in the American League or
no? He did it
in Springfield Blues.
He did Springfield Blues. I was playing against him and then he does a.
You played in the North American League? Oh, for the Sting, maybe.
Figure it out.
Okay.
So anyway, I was playing for the Sting, and Mike McKenna, who's from St. Louis, scores a goal and goes out to center ice and does a goddamn snowman. And then next game, it's on YouTube. Me and Danny McNabb jump him behind the net and start a huge fucking brawl.
You did?
Yeah, it's on YouTube at Chesterfield Ice Rink.
So because you didn't like the disrespect of the snowman?
Yeah. And he's a St. Louis kid.
So why'd you need Danny to jump in on that?
He just was crazy too, and he's like, "I'm gonna get the goalie." I go, "I'll bag this guy up." It's on YouTube. You just type it in. It's hilarious. I was 16 years old. I had this hair growing out. Like I'm the only one with a cage on. It's pretty funny. Fighting everybody.
Mm-hmm. My back is killing me, dude.
Andy couldn't handle that, eh? Look, I'm just talking about just fighting, getting in brawls, and you just wouldn't. Your body couldn't handle it. being an athlete.
It's not true.
It just wouldn't be able. It's all good.
I think it could have been from
You're
being
good
on
at being radio
It could have
and
been
stuff.
from being on the
You're
ice
good on
yesterday
TV.
with practice.
You're
and
good on
stuff.
TV and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as the physicality aspect of
No,
hockey,
maybe I'm getting old,
you
Cam.
would
Maybe I'm getting
crumble.
old. Maybe this is what happens.
You'd be
when
in the
you get
trainer's
older.
room the whole time. Like Andy's on. Like fuck, I
Never missed a game.
I got goddamn torn Achilles. Can I come on? No, well, my finger hurts.
Never missed a game.
My finger hurts.
One time I tripped over an iron before a game, and my toenail just completely came off, dude.
Man.
Guess what I did that night?
What team was it?
I played in the game.
What
I think
team?
it was Parkway North.
Sick. That's sick. Parkway North.
Parkway
Anyway,
North.
it's all good, man. No big deal.
So Ryan Lomberg, dude, he's coming on.
Yeah, he was great.
He's got a great story.
Yeah, he does.
Like, he's a Canadian kid. I don't understand, though. I can't. One thing I just don't get, I got to talk to Bennington about this. How you could be good enough to get to the NHL. You're from the same hometown, basically the same age as another NHLer, and you never knew who he was.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah.
Like, he's
Small
from
town, too.
Bennington's town. Bennington's like a big name. I mean, he's like I'm sure they play. How many big-time teams are in that town?
Yeah, I know.
Aren't all the future NHLers on the best teams? You know?
Well, Benner took a while to make it.
No,
you know?
he was on the trajectory. He went and played in the OHL at 16, 17. Whatever.
I guess there's so many players out in that area that.
But Lomberg didn't play in the OHL, and he was tiny and whatever. So
Yeah,
maybe
he
as he
wouldn't have
started
made it.
getting good, Bennington's already gone playing in the O.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then Lomberg comes down and plays in the USHL, which, you know, you still don't see too many Canadian kids coming down to play in the USHL. Yeah. You do have a good amount. I'm just saying, but like not a, you know, not that many that end up making the National Hockey League. And then he plays college hockey at Maine and left Maine and goes back to the USHL.
Why did he leave Maine? Didn't he get?
We didn't get into that with him.
It just was a happy.
I didn't know there was any type of real controversy there or what, but I think he had a number of other options to go to other schools, so it wasn't anything that scared any other schools away.
Yeah.
You never know with some of that shit, man.
I know.
You know, like it could be
Easy
nothing. A team rule is a team rule.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't like the coach. You left on your own turn. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
doing pretty dang good
We'll have
right
to
now.
ask him that.
He's a cool.
That's
cat,
not normally the Cam and Strick way. Normally we ask those questions.
Yeah, I know. You know.
But
it was kind of cool. Tyson Berry called him
while we're doing the.
They're in Winnipeg. I'm like, where the fuck are you guys going tonight? Because it's hard. Like
Tyson Berry's played 9 games this season, and he's just like
the organizer.
The organizer.
Yeah, you need a guy like that.
But you got to have good locker room guys.
Yeah.
Lomberg's a hell of a locker room guy. People who I know who played with him, dude, they speak so highly of this guy. Yeah, and you can just tell. No one's having more fun on the ice than Ryan Lomberg, man. He's smiling. He's laughing during the scrums. He's just kind of, you know, he appreciates where he's at, and you can tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he does. He works hard every night, man. Like, he really does. He's in the mix. He's fun to watch. They got a gym with him. He's making $2 million a year. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good money for a 4th line guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
good money.
Who's, you know, some games he's playing 6-7 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't play much against St. Louis.
But a couple years ago, he had 12 goals.
Yeah. He scored some big-time goals.
Could you imagine scoring in overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs? The feeling that you get.
Oh, my God.
And then for them to come tell you that it doesn't count.
And it didn't seem like it could have gone either way with that call.
And then you play for another 4 or 5 hours.
You play another game, basically. People left that game, and they didn't realize they're paid for 2 games, basically. They played 3 more overtimes after that.
4 more. Oh, it was in 4th overtime.
He wins. He scores a goal. Legit, just spun around, ripped it, and you go through that euphoric high. That euphoric high where everybody's like, you're like, ah!
You can never recreate that.
Unless you do a shit ton of heroin or whatever. Even then, you're not going to be able to recreate it. And all of a sudden, you're like, it starts coming down. You're looking at the refs, coming down more. You're like, son of a bitch. This could be all for nothing. And you wait, and all of a sudden they call it off. You're like, okay, regroup again. Mm-hmm. Everybody get back up. Get your emotions going a bit. You know, it's not out. We got to go still win this thing. Then you go play another full game. And then fucking Matthew Tkachuk scores.
Dude, I was watching this documentary on these guys that are on fentanyl. And go ahead and take your time here. Let me just tell the story. I'm watching a documentary.
Andy's a boring storyteller.
No, so watching a documentary, and they were talking to these guys while they're on fentanyl. And how long they've been on it, blah blah blah, and like they're like normal dudes, some of them. And the time, what do they call it when you're not on it? You know, the relapse, or whatever,
You withdraw.
the withdrawal is so bad
So intense. It's way worse than heroin.
that you have to get back on
We've
it.
talked about this before.
Okay, no. This is a
we've
documentary that
discussed
I'm
this. No.
watched.
We've discussed this before.
So
and he's like, this is crazy. It's been going on everywhere.
So the withdrawal is so bad. That's what keeps them.
Of course.
They can't get off of it.
No shit. That's the withdrawal. With,
What is
with
that
alcohol, with everything. I've told you a million times how horrific it is. It'll make a grown man cry. A grown man cry and crumble up into a fetal position like he's a fucking child getting beaten. That is the worst feeling in the world. That's why it grabs these cats, man. A lawyer is making fucking $4 million a year 2 months earlier. Now he's on a goddamn street because he can't get off of it. It's god awful, and it's flooding up our border, right up Highway 44 in Missouri, dude. Right up Highway 44. Hopefully that changes. It's nasty, dude. It's cheaper.
What does fentanyl cost on the street, you think?
You could probably get a little balloon knot for probably $10, $15, $20 for a little balloon knot. It'll fuck you up for 4 hours.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, then you're crash, boom. Now you're like, ah.
Is that when they're like slumped over in the middle of the road?
No, that's when they're high. That's when they're high. That's when they're feeling good.
Oh,
It's whenever they're done, they're like this, like, God, I need more. I'm back to reality.
So when you see them hunched over in the street, they're actually feeling good at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
It's horrible.
Illinois Recovery Center, dude.
Shit. Yeah, dude. They get fentanyl in there. A lot of booze. Last couple of times was more booze. A couple things here and there with, meth still is around. It's cheap. Addicting like no other, up for fucking 48 hours. Whoo, hardcore stuff right there, baby. So you had a little bit of everything last time I was there, but right there in Swansea, Illinois, that's the Illinois Recovery Center. Chrissy Bonoff, Eric Conley. I'm telling you, they do damn good work over there. They'll set you free, baby. They'll set you free. You won't be slunched over like that, I'll tell you that. Not a month in there. You're going to feel damn good about yourself. You're going to look yourself in the eyes and be like, there you are. I missed you,
Yeah, who
Any
are
other
you?
documentaries you watch, Andy?
I don't watch
Because
some
that's
other
the only
ones.
thing he does. It's hockey and then maybe a documentary that he saw 4 years ago. They already brought up.
Cam's talking
Now
about
we-
fights that happened 3 years ago. So
That was a fuck up. My bad on that.
Cam's like, dude, the fight. Now let's talk
That
about
was
Rempe.
stupid.
Rempe and
That was a good tilt.
Jack Guy.
Although Rempe doesn't throw hard, man. Like Jack Guy kind of caught him. Jack Guy didn't fight Reaver the other day, and I thought you just might as well do it. At that point, you put him on his ass. You might as well fight him and have a good one. Now you're King Dick. You know what I mean? Now you're waving him off. It's going to have to.
Why
happen
wouldn't he
again.
fight Reaver?
Because he's still 3-0 at a time. He already got his lump on him, and he's probably scared of him a little bit. So you add all that together, that's probably what it was. But if I'm Wi-Fi at that point, I know you're up by 3, but he's going to try to run somebody after.
Maybe Marty in St. Louis said don't fight.
Maybe you're right on that too. But on the other hand, though, Reaver's going to run around and he's going to smoke somebody with their head down. He still fucking hits. So you might as well let him fight him, get him away from that, and just win the game. And so he doesn't do anything stupid because he's going to run somebody over. Sorry, Reaver still crushes guys.
He does.
Whether you like it or not, he fucking buries guys and hurts them. And basically 1 or 2 times a game, he's going to hurt one of your star players, defensemen, usually. And he's going to put him downtown fucking Chinatown. So you might as well, after putting him, blowing his ass up like that, if I'm Wi-Fi, fight him, get it over with, and now let him sleep the rest of the game, and then you're up by 3.
Do you think it bothers Reaver to see everyone talking about the fact that he hasn't had a fighting major all season?
I don't think too much bothers him, dude, to be honest with you. I think he is in such a state of mind where he's like, I've done so much. If I win a cup, I
I've
win a cup.
exceeded any
I'm played 800
expectations that were
games.
ever set out for me.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. Maybe my hand hurts. Maybe I don't want to get caught. Maybe I'm really worried about getting knocked out. Because once you get older and older and older and you're in that fighting position, the more and more you think about getting knocked out. Trust me. So maybe some of these young guys, he's probably like, I don't need to do this. I'm getting paid. I'm still running guys over. I'm still King Kong when I need to be.
Isn't he getting like $3 million or something?
He's making good money.
Something.
He's making good money.
Or he got a 3-year deal. I forgot.
He's making good money.
Maybe that's what it was. He is making good money.
He's making good money. But he's still effective. Like, he's still rocking guys. If he wasn't hitting guys, you think Brewy would play him? He wouldn't stop fighting.
No. And Brewy doesn't care about the fighting either.
He just wants you to plow guys over and make a play.
He just wants you to make plays and get pucks in and get pucks out.
And hit
Don't be
guys.
a liability.
But anybody could do that. The reason why you're in the lineup is because you hit guys.
Yeah.
So like you
And
got
be
to
a
tie
good
all that,
teammate.
tie all that
Yes.
together. Just tie it all your physicality, your intimidation, and
I
get
know.
pucks in and picks it. That's it.
I know.
Just fight Wi-Fi. Rimpey didn't look great on that. I didn't see that whole game. Did Rimpey have a good game? Is he hitting guys clean? Like, what's he doing? You know, is he going to stay or is his 15 minutes gonzo?
So Tucker fights Liam O'Brien, and then O'Brien comes out of it with like a bloody forehead.
Can I set this up?
How do you think he?
So right before this, the Blues are playing Utah. They're in a face-off in the offensive zone. Tucker's out there. O'Brien's challenging Tucker. Tucker's on the right side.
Is it neutral zone?
No, it was in the offensive zone. So they're about to fight. O'Brien and Tucker are about to fight in the offensive zone for the Blues. The draw goes right to Tyler Tucker. O'Brien drops his gloves and his stick, thinking they're going to fight. The puck goes right to Tyler Tucker. He one-times it and scores a goal.
Oh, then you're talking about.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
And so Liam O'Brien's like, what the hell? Makes a fool out of himself. Tucker's like, fuck you. The puck came right to me. I'm going to rip it through. It's more important than fighting you right now, although I would anyway. So he scores a goal. O'Brien, I think, gets a penalty for dropping his shit. Then finally they come back out and they fight later on. And Tucker doesn't really punch him too much, but I guess he jammed his visor into his face. And O'Brien's bleeding from everywhere. So O'Brien looks like a jackass off the draw because he drops his gloves. Who's going to fight? Who scores a goddamn one-timer goal? He looks like an idiot.
Probably supposed to get out there and block the shot.
You're damn right. Get out there and block the shot. And then he does this. And then Tucker cuts him open. And then Liam O'Brien goes to the penalty box like I'm the toughest. You look like an idiot. So
in front of
about 10,000 people, you know.
But Utah's a hockey town. Like, listen,
I want to go there. I wish I was on that trip.
Arizona, like, honestly, it looked more packed in the college arena than it did in their NHL arena.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're out of the college arena. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like Utah should be selling out every game.
I can't knock it until I go there.
I'm just saying.
It looked like there was a lot of
They should be selling out every game.
Yeah. So.
And apparently they're into it and they're loving the hockey and everything. So they're going to have to get that corrected, though. But I'm glad you brought up Illinois Recovery Center because it was part of the documentary that I was watching. I'll watch another documentary before next show.
One documentary every 4 years, and you'll bring it up 6 times a month. So
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Use our link. And only our link, and so many people have, man. We appreciate that.
Damn right. First Form, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. We had a great meeting with them last week again.
Let's go.
Look at that. That's a surprise can. That's a surprise can. You don't know you're going to get that. You can't order that.
Awesome.
That comes as a surprise. So be sure to check that out. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Hey, send us your receipt. We may throw it into the drawing for maybe First Form's going to send you something. That's just the way they are.
They are. They'll hook you up, too.
They will hook you up.
Yep.
So I want to know who's supporting First Form and obviously supporting.
Yeah, send us a little receipt.
They're having a good day today out at First Form.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. America through and through, baby. Let's go. Are you good?
You're trying, dude. You are trying so hard.
I'm just asking.
Oh, my God. You're trying.
It's tough.
What else can you do at First Form?
Well, you can work out there if you want to.
Pronger's
but
been
you better
working
put your
out there.
goddamn weights the right way back.
Inspirational Prongs has been out
Yeah,
there.
Inspirational Prongs. He's everywhere. He is inspirational.
He's like L. Ron Hubbard.
He is inspirational, though. Like, he'll demand a room, command a room, I should say. I see him everywhere,
L. Ron Hubbard, you know who that is? Did you understand the reference?
Was he...
Remember those Dianetics, that book, and it had like quotes and stuff like that on every page?
And it's him?
And it was Pronger. He's just always got like,
Don't spend your money.
telling you everything.
Yeah.
Firstform.com.
He's smart guy.
/Cam and Strick, though. Use our link and use it today. Speaking of Malkin getting robbed, Pronger put like a video up before he left town.
Yeah.
Because he was in Finland and he was putting videos up a lot.
Yeah.
And it looked cool. It looked very cold. But
really cool.
He was like, for all y'all, just so you know, I've got like security out the ass. I got this and that. I got people watching my house. I've got security, this and that. So don't be trying to do anything crazy at my house.
That scares me. That you have to do that.
Got to be protected, Ken.
And listen, those guys know. So you could say that all you want. But the guys that are robbing these houses are smarter than you think. Mm-hmm. They're not just like a couple of fucking dipshit boys.
No, they probably are.
No, because they got in and out, man. They know what they're doing.
Okay.
They're scouting that place out. They know whose it is.
They drive by.
And he's so fucking naive with shit. You're so naive, and it scares me. There's more people that are...
You know what the best protection you can have?
You're getting robbed downtown.
You know what the best protection
these guys,
you can have?
They go to Huntley and they want to rob a house in Huntley. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Okay, you know what the best protection you can have?
A gun.
A German Shepherd.
No, it's a gun, dude.
No, when you're not home, Cam. A German Shepherd.
Fuck yeah, that helps.
Or pit bull.
Yeah. Are pit bulls allowed in your neighborhood?
Actually, there's one that's loose right now. That there was somebody.
When you're the poor part of Ladue, they let their pit bulls run wild.
Somebody put up on the neighborhood chat last night.
That's unacceptable. They'll have a pit bull run loose.
Okay, but here's what happened. His family's in town. His sister,
Oh.
her dog, and her sister and their kids are in town, and they're visiting. And his sister's dog got out of the backyard.
Okay.
So
Just
that's
find it
what it was.
before it gets hit by a car on
Okay.
goddamn,
On
Lomberg.
or something,
You got a lot of highways by your house.
There's no highways. But
Highway 40, I could throw a rock and hit Highway.
No, you couldn't. A
You
rock?
live a fucking fourth.
About a mile.
No, you don't.
About a half mile. Probably.
If I walked directly in line from your house to Highway 40,
It's a
I would
half
get
mile.
I would get there in 5 minutes.
Mm,
Walking. Get out of here.
Depends
Why
how
would you deny
fast
that?
you walk.
That's why you moved there.
It's
so
a
you
half,
can get on 40.
But it's a half mile.
But you're acting like you
From
live
the
in
front of my
Andy's
neighborhood.
trying to act like he lives in the country. He lives literally right by Highway 40 off of Lindbergh and 40.
Okay.
You're in a mecca of everything.
Firstform.com/Cam
Why do you want to be somebody
Use
else?
our link.
Be yourself.
Use our
Be
link.
proud of it.
Yeah.
Be proud of what you are.
David Novak, Blue Note Roofing. Cam's calling them trying to get flower boxes
I
put up.
know. Well, just buy a kid. I just want a kid to do it. I'll
okay.
give him extra.
Yeah,
I'll take care of him.
I know. People are chirping you for it, just so you know. They're coming in my inbox.
That's what they're chirping me about.
Kickers.
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Well, that I can't do it myself? No, hell no. I'm not getting up there on a ladder.
314-920-5713.
Yeah, this is something like I can't get on a ladder and fucking do that. I have no idea what I'm doing.
No, but he'll do everything for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He does roofing, siding,
Fascias.
soffit fascia,
Yep.
windows.
Windows. Hey, I tell you what, it's 8 degrees out right now in St. Louis. If your windows have a little leak in them,
Oh, your house,
Whoa!
you're losing so
You
much. You're
are
spending so much money on your
miserable.
energy.
Your pets are miserable. You are spending so much more energy.
Mhm.
Your footprint's getting a lot bigger for the climate people out there.
You see those wild goats and horses just cruising around Southern California?
Lord.
Do you
Yeah,
see
like,
it?
that's what I'm wor-
if
that's
I
what
see
I'm worried
something and
about.
Cam doesn't see
That's
it,
what
then
I'm-
it's not.
a wild horse.
Just like Scott Jennings. He didn't know who Scott Jennings was, so he got all
I
angry.
watched Scott Jennings more than you have. Just didn't think of his name. Trust me.
You don't
You
watch
know.
CNN.
I watch him. You're damn right. I've known about him for a while.
What do you think he's doing today?
Laughing.
Do you think the more I listen to him,
fucking laughing is what he's
do
doing?
you think Trump is in contact with him?
Probably.
Like they probably
Sure.
love this guy,
Sure.
and they're probably like, "Hey, listen,
Sure.
no, here's some factual information for you to throw out there."
Sure. Of course. Why wouldn't you? Trump knows all those guys. That's what you do when you're president. It's like fucking Army knows you and JR and whatnot and whoever. He's got his people.
Mhm.
You're damn right.
Okay.
And if he fucks up, Scott Jennings is going to be real about it. And be like, fuck you. This is what's going on, too.
Maybe.
I bet you will.
Maybe we'll see.
I bet you will. And if he's not, he's a coward.
Mm.
If you don't, then you're a coward.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll
You know-
remember that.
Well, yeah, you're
Okay.
a coward.
Yeah.
If Trump fucks up, or Elon, or any
Mhm.
of these guys, and you don't call that out, then you are going to be like
Yeah.
everybody else that you've been fucking complaining about. So you better call them out
And
too.
Bezos,
What about him?
he's there too.
Zuck and Bezos.
He's got a new fiance.
Zuck pissed me off though. Zuckerberg's Joe Rogan's like, so you definitively lied to everybody so how can we trust you again? He gives it like, yo, yeah, I don't know. Like,
What do you
he's like,
mean? So he lied. That's remember he had to go in front of Congress and
Of
all
course
that.
he lied.
About what? though?
FBI got him about all this Russian collusion, all these lies about
Oh,
Trump.
he was saying all that.
Yeah, he let all this go on.
I
on
thought he was
Facebook.
liberal and shit.
He is.
But now he's a Trump guy.
Yes. Funny how that works. Now he's like, wait a minute, maybe I was wrong about letting all this, the real disinformation that went down. Where he's just letting, he's holding back other ideas and opinions, and he's flooding because the FBI came and talked to him, and so he cheated like during the whole thing. And
Do
he
you
admits
think he
Wasn't
knew
cheating.
that
He could
question
do
was
it.
going to come
Of
up?
course, that's the only answer he's got.
Is what?
You know, that's why he's a fraud. And so now
Oh,
he's
so you don't like Zuckerberg?
no, he's rolling with the tides, kind of like what you do. What's next? I'm with this guy. Who's
Did
saying
you just
this?
lick your finger?
Where's the wind blowing? You know, like that's what he knows. He's protected now if he sides and tells the actual truth. So it's just I look at him like fuck you.
Okay.
You know, You suppressed a lot of fucking
but
information,
I feel like,
man.
I think Elon likes Zuckerberg now, though. They're all on the same
Andy, you don't
team.
know who Elon likes.
Okay.
Like, you know, probably fucking hates him.
Maybe.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah, but Trump.
Now you're trying to
Trump
be like me.
likes him now.
Now you're trying. You don't know that. Trump's going to use him. Andy,
Mm.
think Trump likes that fucking nerd that tried to fuck him over?
What do
Are
think-
you out of your
What do you think
goddamn
Trump
mind?
and Gretzky like about each other?
They like each other, I would say. I would say Trump makes him fucking, they both laugh at jokes and stories and stuff, and they golf and they fucking chill and they do their thing. And Trump pumps his fucking tires up and introduces him to everybody. And Gretzky just sits there and has a cocktail and fucking laughs at Trump because he's one of the funniest guys on the planet.
Trump doesn't drink.
Doesn't drink at all, never has. Doesn't do drugs, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything. That's why he's going to live till his daddy did, 96 years old, probably.
Did he?
Yep.
How long do you want to live till?
Shit. Long enough to where Kate is just in a good spot, you know, and, you know, I just make her happy, you know, with my time on Earth.
Yeah.
So she's not fucking by herself.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to do that. I got to fucking chill on some things.
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
I just want her to be happy. I swear to God.
You can't be like leaving this whole situation here.
I know.
So.
No, trust me, she had some wake-up calls when I was going through really hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
You know, where I pretty much did leave twice. And it wasn't good. And it was front of my whole fucking subdivision and her. So she doesn't want that again.
Yeah.
So I just want to live a good, long life with her and just live a happy life, man.
We all want you
like,
to.
seriously.
Yes.
That's all it's about.
That's it.
You know, we don't have kids, so I gotta live for her, you know?
Yeah. Well, you need to take her to dinner for her birthday.
And she goes everywhere.
I mean, that's part. Let's start
all we
there.
do.
No, let's start there.
That's all we do is go out to eat.
Let's take her to dinner for her birthday. Let's get her a present that arrives on time for her birthday.
I went out with
What'd
her
you get
family.
her? What'd you get her that didn't arrive on time?
We
had a meeting, a very important meeting, and Cam's outside us. What store? In the parking lot.
I don't know, man.
Some random, like
What do you mean?
It was like a store, like a Michael's or something like that. You just.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, because I had to get candles.
Yeah. For what?
Because she loves candles.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you
got
order her that didn't come?
She makes me tea at night, and she wanted a nice, instead of putting it in a pot, she wants a cute little, like a tea, little pot that you get in England. That look like what the English ladies do back in the day, where they always make the tea, because she makes me tea at night with magnesium in it so we can go to bed. And she takes tea in the morning and stuff like that. So she wants a cute little thing that goes with it.
Is that what you wanted, or is that what
she wanted? Yeah, so it's pretty nice. So I just went online and got that.
And we have an event today.
You trying to chirp about it?
No, yeah. You got me a box of wine for Christmas. So.
Yeah, it was actually, man, come on. You're downplaying that like it was just a box of wine.
Hey, listen, we have an event today, though.
No one cares because this come out tomorrow, and this is so Hat Tricks. We're giving them a little shout out. We're
give Hat Tricks a shout out.
We'll give them, but Andy, you're talking about the event tonight. No one's gonna be able to hear this
give
until
Hat
tomorrow.
Tricks a shout out.
Hat Tricks right there, baby. They love their blues bar. We're gonna go there and watch the blues game tonight and stuff like that.
Okay. Hey Cam, at Bellman, you get no
swinging dicks, none of that bullshit. It's nice to have a big
nice
old
to
Denali.
have a Denali today, boy.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. Even now, it's still icy everywhere, man. It's crazy. Like they still haven't fucking like there's ice everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's scary. Like you go down the highway, there'll be a big black thing of ice. And you're like, I better slow down.
Yeah.
But if you got one of them Denalis, boy, they look sharp. They're badass. They got Buicks. They got Jeep. They got Chrysler. All that stuff.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, man.
Damn,
Get
dude.
a Ram truck too.
Get a Wagoneer.
Oh God, you'll just be cruising.
I fucking live in that thing, dude. I'll take that thing up to goddamn Grand Tetons and stay in it.
Yeah.
Grand Tetons.
Grand Tetons.
Make a bed in the back.
Yeah.
Nice.
So get the Bellman. Say hi to Danny, boy.
Danny, what up, boy?
And Kenny.
Kenny. Dale. I don't give a fuck. Get back to fucking work. I told you.
Dale's the best.
They're all cool shit, man. We love you guys, dude.
So is Kenny and Danny, man. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I'll tell you that
People
right
ask
now.
me if they had Denali's. I'm like, goddamn right.
Oh, hell yeah, they do.
Goddamn right.
I've set some people up with Kenny.
Shit kicking. They got a shit kicking vehicle.
Yeah,
baby.
we'll get you in touch
Troy,
with Kenny,
Missouri.
man. Kenny would take great care of you. Cam, where'd you get that hat?
Hat launch. It's good I could wear my white hat.
Yeah, I got one too.
Yeah, I like it.
Cam likes my color too. People have been asking if they can make like a black and orange one
That'd be cool.
for whatever reason. So maybe we'll talk to.
They could do whatever you want them to do. You know.
Yeah, well they can do. Talk to Danny Boy about that. Have him make a black and orange one.
Yeah.
They made some sick hats for my hockey team as we went up to Toronto too, man. They can do anything. They turned it around so quick. Everyone's raving about the quality. I'm walking into the rink. Everyone's like, hey, Strick, if you need it, I got a hat guy, you know? So they always say that, you know, hat launch. Everybody's got a hat guy now with hat launch. They are truly unbelievable, Cam. America's #1 source for customized hats. And Canada's. If you're in Canada, you can get your
Damn right you can.
custom hats made too. They make the beanies too if you want like a winter hat, which you 100% need.
It's freezing here in St. Louis. Like freezing cold.
It's not helping my back
My
pain
fucking
either.
shower is frozen.
Really?
Yeah,
your
dude.
pipes are frozen?
In my shower, we have to have a little heater in there. Yeah.
You better
In
make
my
sure
big-
that your
big
pipes
ass
don't
fucking-
burst
Yeah, I know.
because that's a serious issue.
No, I know. We're letting it drip.
Oh, you let the water drip?
Just a little bit.
That's when I used to be a landlord. I would always tell my tenants, man, I'd send them a text every day.
Got it, dude. That's
Dude, make sure.
ruin
Because a
your
couple
weekend.
times they wouldn't do it. I'd get so pissed. Pipes bursting everywhere.
That's a ruiner, man.
I had those pipes burst. I can't tell you how many. Because it wasn't temperature controlled in that crawl space. And there was a room in the back of one of the apartments that I had that where the washer and dryer was. And it wasn't temperature controlled back there either. And I was always like, man, you gotta run this water, otherwise it's gonna pipe. It's gonna burst. No, the pipes are.
I love Al McInnes.
What do you say?
He tweets out, does anyone else feel relieved today? Big Al, baby, let's shout out. That's my boy. I love when he goes on the trips, man. I love sitting and talking to him. He's fucking great.
All the Canadians are so
fucking
American.
Great. They love it. They love it.
Every Canadian I know is like
all the shit kickers.
American.
All the shit kickers. You're damn right. They know it affects them. You're damn right.
All right, hatlaunch.com.
So funny, dude.
All right, the Lamborghini, baby.
Let's go.
Ryan Lomberg on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. Hey, real quick, man. Back-to-back games against the same team. I mean, do you like that as a player? I mean, did you feel like it had like a playoff environment, atmosphere? Like, how did the team take it as you guys rolled out of St. Louis?
Yeah, obviously 0 for 2, so pretty, obviously disappointing to let them both go. But I think, yeah, I don't mind it at all. It kind of gets you into it, especially if something happens that, the game before game 2 is obviously going to be pretty intense. You look at the standings, they're just behind us. So, yeah, I like the idea of it. Obviously a little bit of less travel for us too. You get to kind of hang in the city and then, rebound and play again.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm curious though, man, like hey, after last year, like how many options did you have? Because I'm watching you play. I'm like, this guy would be a perfect fit here in St. Louis. They'd love this guy to running around and like fighting everybody twice his
That
size.
hair flowing.
The hair flowing.
Yeah, baby.
You're having fun out there, man. I had to ask like Ryan Suter and I think it was Tyler Tucker. I was like, what was he laughing at after the whistle? Because you were laughing at the game 1, there was like a scrum and the linesman came in 5,000 miles an hour and like grabbed Tucker. He wasn't even going to do anything, but it looks like you're having fun out there, man, which is good. Don't ever lose that, you know?
No, that's it, man. I love the game, especially from kind of my path to get here. Very fortunate to play in the best league in the world. I know what the alternative is, and this is definitely the more enjoyable path. So yeah, for free agency was crazy. Obviously, it was an absolute whirlwind of a couple weeks from winning the cup to having the parade, the free agency being the day after the parade. I had my agent on the bus with me. He got to kind of take in the festivities as well. And it's a funny story. So he was obviously working the lines and getting calls and kind of trying to dial something in for me for the next day. And his phone got waterlogged because we got dumped on with rain during the parade. So he's like sitting in the locker room after and trying to figure out what to do. And he's like on his Apple Watch, like, texting his brother and his dad who are also, in the agency, kind of trying to take the reins from that point on. So he had the rest of the night off. but it was crazy. And, there was a lot of attention. But, obviously I couldn't be happier to be back in Calgary. It's kind of where it all started for me. got my first opportunity to play in the league with the Calgary Flames, and it's kind of full circle moment for me to come back with a lot of familiar faces. And I think looking back on my time with Florida, we're kind of in an interesting spot now where I think I really do believe that we can take that next step, and then things will kind of happen quicker than anybody can imagine, because I kind of saw it firsthand in Florida. So tremendously excited and happy to be back in Calgary, and looking forward to the second half of the year here.
Well, you did have was it tough growing up as far as getting into hockey? I mean, you're not a big guy. Like, did you dominate, or did you go through some ups and downs where like maybe this isn't for me?
No, it's funny. I was like everybody in the league now, or for the most part, they were the best player in minor hockey, right, growing up. So I was, again, obviously one of the smaller guys on the ice, playing against bigger guys my whole childhood. I was definitely one of the more skilled offensive guys growing up. And then things didn't really change until I turned pro, and I kind of got bumped down the ladder just because of where my contract was. I was on a one-way American League deal, and typically the way it works is they're gonna make sure all their guys get an opportunity before you do. So I kind of just automatically got slotted into the fourth line role. And then, game after game, I realized, like, if I'm going to make it, I got to buy into this, and I got to commit myself. And it took a little while to realize, anytime I was up in the American League, my first year, I would be scratched every, 2 out of 3 games or 3 out of every 4 games. So it really took me, not until my second year, I realized, it's actually funny enough, it was playing for Huska in the American League. And I got in my 2 first professional hockey, my 2 first pro fights, same game. Next game, I was first line. So like, all right, that's what they want, then that's what they'll get. So it was kind of ever since then, I just really bought into the role. I was blessed to play with some really tough guys throughout my years who would teach me certain things here and there, and just kind of learned the craft by combat. So and now I'm full-fledged into it. I really enjoy it. I take boxing classes in the summer, and I've always been that guy that'll what I believe is stand up for what's right. Doesn't matter the situation, and now I'm just lucky enough that I get paid to do it.
Well, you've had a couple of games this year with multiple fights, so he needs to be putting you on the first line now, like in the NHL, when you have 2 fights in one game.
No, that was in the American League, so it was a little bit different. But no, it's funny. The second one is usually the easier one. The first one you kind of thinking of, like, I'm sure Janny can tell you, you're thinking about it, and then once you do it, it's like, all right, let's go again. That wasn't so bad. We're in it now.
I love it. Hey, did you know Bennington growing up? Like, you both are from Richmond Hill. I'm just curious.
No, I didn't actually. I actually found out he was from Richmond Hill after he won the cup, and then it was like Richmond Hill, town of Stanley Cup champion Jordan Bennington.
The sign out. Like, you're driving home. You're like, what? I don't know he's from here.
Blocked from my childhood house.
No idea. You didn't know,
That's
man.
Crazy.
It can't be that big of a town, right?
Shit.
Richmond Hill.
Yeah, no kidding, guys. I know. Once I found out he was from there, I was like, I don't know how that one got away from us.
Is Bieber from your town too? You didn't know that either? Is he like he grew up down the street from you?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Bieber.
We went to different high school parties, I guess.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, you've had some good ones though, man. Just looking all your stuff up, that Bastion fight. Good God. I'm surprised the refs didn't get into that. Did he do something before that fight? Because you were angry in that one.
Yeah, well, no, you know what it was? It was I had hit. I can't remember who it was, but he was I was already committed to the hit. He was falling down. It was kind of just a weird collision by the boards, and that Bastion guy came over and kind of got in my face right away. And from what I remember, I saw one of his gloves come off, and then, next thing you know, we're going, and just so happened he kind of got caught up on the boards, and my hand was free, and it's just kind of this time to go.
Did you break his orbital bone? You crack his jaw. He got hurt on that.
I think rumor was that he broke his jaw. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where or what, but yeah, unfortunately for him.
Have you had that injury before? You ever break your jaw?
Nope. Fortunately not.
Cam, look at that jaw.
Look at that thick ass jaw. I see it. He didn't break it.
That ain't breaking.
You know what's funny is in Vegas this year. I went to the net hard and I looked up and it was Pelche, one of the kids on our team. He shot the puck and it was like square of my jaw. And every puck, whistle goes, everybody's rushing over. They expect and even I expect either cut open or teeth everywhere, or broken jaw. And I'm just amazed, feeling the jibs, they're all still there, no cut. I'm like,
dude, I know.
Titanium.
I don't know what happened there, but I just straight up ate the puck straight to the chin, and it wasn't even a mark. It was oh God.
Your face would explode.
Oh my God. The puck was dented.
No shit.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's kind of rare. You don't see too many Toronto kids go to the USHL. So how'd that play out? You didn't get OHL teams weren't knocking at your door, or what?
Yeah, so it was an interesting path for me, no doubt. I was lucky growing up that my minor hockey coaches were very pro college, or one of them at least, and then the other. So it was Lindsay Hofford and Frank Pietrangelo, and Lindsay Hofford, definitely wasn't, because he was kind of intertwangled with the London Knights at the time and the Hunters, and Frank Pietrangelo was pro college, and my family advisors at the time were also pro college, so they were kind of guiding me towards that route. I knew there was definitely attention from the OHL. I still got drafted. I think it was 4th round by Peterborough, even being committed at that time. So I think if I would have went, I might have went early 2nd round. But we had decided that it was in my best interest to kind of go the route of long-term development versus kind of the fast track that a lot of guys think is the best case. I knew in my position, being a smaller guy, not that I wasn't capable of doing it. We thought that college was going to be my more favorable route to give myself the best opportunity to make it to the NHL. And it's so then for minor midget, I got drafted to Pete's, went to prep school in Canada, actually, which is kind of another, off the beaten path route for myself. And it was because those same coaches went to this program. They advised me to go there. We kind of had a super team for prep school. And it was kind of, instead of going the junior A route in Ontario, which at the time it was kind of getting watered down, and I just didn't really think that it was in my best interest and for my growth to go there. So we went to prep school. I played against, some of the best players my age that were committed to school or wanted to go that route. We practiced against them every day. And that was kind of the mindset was, I'm going to go there every day. We're going to, get better every day. And then, going to the USHL, looking back, that it was an amazing experience for me playing against. It's the best part about the USHL is, especially if you're committed to college, everybody you're playing against in the USHL, you're going to play against in college. So that was a big thing for me. Going there, I was a young kid. I was, 16, turned 17. And it was definitely a whirlwind experience. Moving away from home, long bus trips, that was my first experience of some big, tough guys too. And kind of turning from a little boy into this man's game that hockey is. It was just kind of, you get the sense that people are playing for their futures now, whether it's they want to go into college or get noticed by pro scouts or whatever. It went from being in a Canadian prep school to the real junior experience. But looking back, it was amazing for me. Helped me out a ton, met a lot of, amazing guys. I still keep in touch with my Billet family to this day. So extremely blessed that I chose that route.
Playing with that Kyle O'Connor, man.
Yeah, no shit.
I probably saw you play in the USHL, because I saw Kyle Connor play in the USHL. Like a team I was helping coach, whatever, had a showcase, and we went to a USHL game that night. This guy's just wheeling around, scoring goals. And then the next year at Michigan, he's like a true freshman leading the country in goal scoring. And I'm like, I saw this guy play in the USHL. He's incredible. Then he's doing it in the NHL. So he doesn't say much, though. Like, is he a character? Is he quiet? Is he all hockey? Like, did you know this guy was going to be a star or what?
Yeah, you can tell for sure. He's definitely a little bit more on the quiet side. Sticks to himself. Definitely loves the game, loves to score. He's one of those guys that wants the puck on a stick. He wants the game to be on his stick. I knew it. I knew it right away, for sure. He's the same player he is today that he was in the USHL. Same exact player, same amount of goals, same amount of everything. So it's been cool to see him, like you said, throughout the stages of his career, continue to have this, amazing success. Like, there's no doubt he's one of the premier goal scorers in the NHL. And it's cool to see for sure.
I want to see you block one of his shots tomorrow night with your chin.
Don't.
I'll try. Unfortunately, he'll probably pull it around me. But,
he'll fake it.
I'll stick it out there though.
But he's not a big guy at all. But you're jacked though. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen you take that shirt off. You're comfortable taking that shirt off. I get the game. Not anymore, but back in the day, of course. Like, do you do what's your workout routine? Are you a crazy health nut? Are you at it all the time?
Yeah, we got a great strength coach here. I was actually with him in the American League too, and we're kind of on the same wavelength. So I've really enjoyed working with him. It's funny. Usually, like, not usually, but ever since I turned pro, I've been kind of on my own working out wise. Everybody always asks me what I do in the summer, and I go to the gym by myself. I go to the track by myself. I don't do these generic hockey workouts. For me, it's more meat and potatoes, sprints, push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges, all that stuff. There was a shift for sure in my workout routine. A couple of years ago, I went from doing like the powerlifting, heavy squat, deadlifts and all that stuff to more body weight, dynamic movement type thing. And in doing so, I actually ended up putting on, just close to the same amount of muscle, which for me, which was pretty incredible to see. And then also, my diet is something that has been pretty dialed in for the last couple of years. I went from, being a kid, that loved his desserts and sweets to, really dialing it in my diet, everything organic, grass fed. And it is tough. Like, when you're in the summer and you can make every single meal for yourself and go to the grocery store every day and there's no road trips, it's a lot easier to do. As the season goes on, you have less control over that stuff. So this is the first year, sorry to interrupt you, but this is the first year that it's kind of it's been a bit of an adjustment trying to figure out what's going to work best for me, and I'm still figuring it out. So but I like to I don't like to do the same things over and over again. I like to adapt. I like to, if there's some workout routine that some trainer introduced me to that I feel like my body reacts well to, I'll pick that up. If there's a certain food that I feel crappy eating, I'll cut that out. So it's a work in progress. I feel like every summer I'm doing different things that push myself and things that I make sure are kind of keeping me dialed in.
But do you ever go by a McDonald's and smell it and be like, screw it, and pull a Yui and go get a fat ass Big Mac,
it's
baby?
Tough because my wife and I are like polar opposites when it comes to diets. So like, and we just had a baby a month ago, our third child. So her craving for a third trimester was McDonald's. So it was like, I gotta go
So
home
good.
after game, walk in, order, put the bag beside me, just smelling those fries, drop it off to her, and then like go downstairs and, have some veggies or whatever.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Are you eating that Alberta beef, those steaks, or are you you vegetarian?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Get on yourself.
No. I don't know if this is the right term, but I like to think of it as like the caveman diet. So I eat like, ideally, I'd like to eat meat, eggs, and fruit, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's fruit and eggs in the morning and then beef the rest of the day, just about.
People eat beef all day, every day, and they lose weight. My neighbor does the same thing. Like he just eats steak all day long and he loses weight in like 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah, my body fat this year was pretty dialed in compared
what is it?
to, I mean,
2%,
what is it?
2%? Because you look like.
Well, we do different ones, so I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I know it was pretty low.
I hate those. Do they take that thing and they put it on your cheek?
Yeah,
I always get a zit
just
afterwards.
Pinch it everywhere, and it probably changes from guy to guy how hard they pinch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's.
What's your pregame meal?
Pregame meal. So at the start of the year, I actually tried to stay with this carnivore diet, and I tried to eat, like ground beef and a bit of fruit for pregame, and about, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 games in, I did realize a bit of dip in my energy levels, and so I consulted with our strength guy, and he said, you need, it's great that you want to do this, but it's not the summer, there's different demands on your body and stuff, so you do need to implement a little bit more carbs. So I'm pretty much back on the pasta pregame routine.
You're working that off, dude.
Yes,
come on.
I am.
He didn't wear a shirt the whole summer.
No
dude.
shit. Like, what about wine? Are you a wine guy? Is that like when you have to watch every calorie? Like, do you drink beer at all? Because if you drink a beer, you're probably having to jog like 4 miles. Just to get that
the beers are heavy for sure. Before like it. I haven't done a lot of drinking ever since we won the cup, boys, to be honest with you, because it was like, man, we partied so hard that it was like my body needs I need a year or two.
A reset.
It was and rightfully so. Like there was no drink that stood a chance. There was not a single one we were turning down, whether we were pouring on ourselves or pouring in our mouths. It was going down. So after that, I took a bit of a break. I only had about 2 months to train and get ready for joining my new team, which I took just about as serious as anything, because I wanted to prove to everybody that, I want to do it again. I don't care that we just did it and now I'm on a new team. Like I want to bring that here, and that's what people expected of me. And that's what I did. I think I finished second in testing behind our captain, and that's a pretty good place to be for myself. I'll gladly let Cap lead the way, and I like to think that finishing second was kind of my statement saying, I don't care what I've done in the past. I'm here now.
Damn right.
You probably finished first, but the
other
guy was like, "Don't put him ahead of me."
It was close, but no, I think that Cap got me.
Dude, what was your reaction? Because you were a little bit like in and out of the lineup in the playoffs last year when you found out you were going to be in for Game 7. Ooh. Are you calling home and be like, "I'm fucking playing"? Like, I mean, how jacked were you to find out you were playing in Game 7?
No, it was like we just honestly I turned my phone off for the last couple games, just because after 3 you're starting to play in the party. 4 you lose, you come home, it's kind of perfect. You win at 5 at home, everybody's happy, and then we lose and we're going to Edmonton, and then this is when things start to creep in. Everybody's texting you, everybody on social media is like, this is gonna be the biggest collab. So I just thought it was best just to completely take myself out of that. Like, let's just worry about winning a hockey game. Unfortunately, obviously lost Game 6, and then Game 7 was, it's tough. Obviously, when I found out I was in, I was over the moon. But it's like there's the pinnacle of hockey, right? Like Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals. There's no. You leave everything that happened behind. It doesn't matter how we got here, whether it was 3-0, 0-3, the other way around. You win a game, you lose a game up till then. Like, this is now the best opportunity situation you could ever imagine. Like, sweeping in the Stanley Cup Finals obviously, would have been amazing, but like winning in 7 is better. Let's just flip the script and like put everything else away and realize that this is the coolest moment. Like, it doesn't matter how we got here. Like, we're here. We're Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Like, if you can't be excited and like just gonna leave it all out there, then you shouldn't be there. And every one of us, there was it's crazy to say, but like there was no tension. Like it was just, we all knew what we were supposed to do, and it was everybody to a man, do your job, and like, and that's it. Like there was no, our team was so structured. Nobody was going to do a crazy play to open ourselves up for, a breakdown or whatever. It was just get the first one, and then we got the first one. We can kind of feel at that point.
But for you though, playing a little bit on the wild side, there had to have been some sort of something in the back of your head saying, don't take a fucking penalty. Yeah. Don't, like, you're so jacked up to where maybe you have to calm down a little bit so you don't go a little too aggressive and hit a guy weird. Like, that's still got to sit in the back of your head, right?
Oh, for sure, man. And like, just about as good as anybody, like, you want to impact the game. You want to do something to help your team. And I'm sure as you learned over the years, I've learned that, as bad as you want to do that, if the guy moves a fraction and you get him too good and you chicken wing him or knee him, and now you're in the box, and now McDavid and Draisaitl are out there slinging it around in 4 minutes. Now they got 2 goals. Now it's on me. So it's absolutely a learning curve. And as bad as you want to do something, some situations you just kind of got to let them play out. If the hit's there, then absolutely, I'm going to hit the guy as hard as I can. But it's really about just, winning the game and also trusting, my other teammates, right? Like the role I had on that team was we were playing anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes, so we had a job to do, but ultimately, the heavier load was on the bigger dogs. So, as long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot and we try our best to be a positive impact, you can't be minus, if you're a positive player, if fourth line scores against their fourth line, chances are we're going to win that game. If we're even, then we're even. We trust our big boys to kind of bring it home.
What's Barkov saying that last intermission going in Game 7? Does he stand up and talk? Did Maddie stand up and talk? Like, who talked during that intermission, the second and third in Game 7?
I don't think there were many words. It was more of kind of just that feeling. Like Maurice did an unbelievable job of understanding like where we were mentally as a group and kind of feeding us exactly what we needed. So there wasn't much, talk. That's all a blur, to be honest with you. It's cool to look back now and think about it. And I would imagine it was just a simple, like,
yeah.
Like, and this is our game. Like 2-1 filth was our game. Like, and it's already 2-1. So we got them. Like, this is just fucking go out there and leave it out there, boys. Like, just play for each other. And when we come back in, we're gonna be fucking champions.
Yeah, baby.
And you're gonna take your shirt off.
You're gonna take your fucking shirt off. Like,
crowd surf. Cam and I were talking earlier.
Can I ask you a question right quick? The crowd surfing thing. I'm dead serious. Did anybody take advantage of you? Meaning grab your testicles or your wee wee? I mean, because I'm watching that. I'm like, I know some weirdo's probably gonna do that.
Yeah.
Did you get violated?
Not that I remember. I remember. So the one in 11 was like, oh my God, man. It was like straight out of a movie. I'm like floating on the crowd as they're playing We Are the Champions. I'm like just looking up at the lights, and I'm like, they're just taking me around. I'm just there for the fucking ride. And then it's funny enough, the one at the parade, at the end of the video, they actually dropped me. you can't really see it, but they kind of just run out of people, and I kind of just like fall off the edge of the people. And then it was like the epic, like everybody waits a second, and then like I pop up, yeah, and then everyone's like run back to the stage.
Hey, who gave you the name the Lamborghini? Who was the first person to call you that?
Morgan Klimchuk in the American League. We lived together he's actually the coach of the American League team here right now, or assistant coach, excuse me. But he gave me, he's the OG Lamborghini. He's the one who did it, and it really took life once I got to Florida. They helped gas that up, and then obviously it's taken flight now.
Okay, listen, I felt bad for you when you scored in overtime the year before in Carolina. Like you're just like everybody's celebrating, then they take it away, and then you have to play like another 5 hours,
another game.
Where you're like, what is going on here?
And I missed the whole round before with thumb surgery. So this was my first game back. I can barely raise the puck. I had a splint. I had a hard cast on my hand. That like when I got the cast, like once a week, we had to bring a stick in and they would mold the stick in the cast because I couldn't bend my thumb to hold my stick. So like I was just there poking it around. And we went out for overtime and I was like, or in intermission, before overtime. And I said, like, you big boys, you better hurry up because the first time I get out there, I'm scored. And just so you know, that was the first time I was out there, scored, did the Superman Sally, like, let's go, game over. And then Colin White comes to me like mid-scrum and he's like, hey, like, just took the air right out of the I was like, hey, it might have been goalie interference. And now I'm deflated and the whole, like everybody's on top of me and I'm like, oh my God, there's no way. Took it back and we ended up playing another 5 hours or whatever it was.
But when you looked at it,
people on the time.
When you were looking at the replay, did it take a long time? When you were looking at it, you're like, no, we're okay. Because it was 50. I mean, he got pushed in.
You never know, though.
You never know with this shit.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't think it was. I don't know what they saw. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I mean, thankfully, we won that game. Obviously, if we would have lost, I probably would have, be a little bit more sour about it. But things worked out. Chucky scored and got us out of there.
Scores every OT
every game,
overtime, every important thing. He's something special.
Yeah. What'd you think of him, man? Yeah. Like, I mean, how much did you enjoy? Like, when he comes out and says, like, because you fought that Colasar and you knocked him out or knocked him down or whatever, and obviously he hurt Matty before that with that kind of open eyes hit, whatever. He hurt the sternum. So I'm sure he appreciated that. And then he comes out and says that you've got a lifetime contract. Although you're playing in Calgary now, you're not in Florida anymore. So he's like, no matter where he's at, you've got a lifetime contract. But, man, he's a great teammate, though, isn't he? Like, it's just kind of in your nature to stick up for your teammates. I had to feel good, like, to come through and stick up for a star player like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, where do I even start with Chucky? The whole, like, Kachuk family, like, they're hockey players, right? Like they bleed the game. They have so much integrity and respect for the game and their teammates and opponent. Like they just get how it all works. And he's a perfect example of that. Especially for guys like myself who are expected to stand up for their teammates, to get praise from guys like that. It means a ton, and he knows what he's doing. He always does. He always has. He always will. They know what they're doing. And a guy like that, there's just not enough good things I can say about Chucky. There's really not.
Yeah, he and his brother. I mean, the whole family's cool.
Yeah, as much as I don't like playing against Brady, like he's as awesome, a hockey player. Yeah, he's a hockey player. He's like the Kachucks. They're just one of those hockey families where it just seems like they always do the right things, they always say the right things. It's not fake. It's
well,
genuine.
Not always with Walt.
But even him, like, it's funny. He's the one who like kind of lit the fire under our asses a couple years ago, right? When he called us for being soft or whatever, and then it was funny. There would be like moments throughout, like after that, we would have like a comeback win, and then somebody would hear, like I said it a couple of times, you'd be like, "Suck it, Walt!" Like like on the bench, and fuck, you got Maurice cracking up about it. It was like, so even then it was like, like he planted that, right? Like it was like he did it for a purpose. And any other if my dad says that, or 99% of their hockey dads out there, they're like, dude, your dad's an idiot. But like, what Big Walt, it's like, maybe we are fucking soft.
I know.
Maybe we are
I
playing
told him
soft.
I told him I was nominating him for executive of the year that
so
year.
funny.
You know, 'cause
It's so funny.
oh yeah, now you're executive of the year. But
So
we've had
funny.
so many like Florida players on,
Yeah.
and we had Paul Maurice on too. We've asked everybody about that. And it's the funniest part about it is Big Walt did that radio interview from Brady's house. You know, it was in Ottawa.
way.
And he's like, I'm done doing these.
It was like Fan 590 in Toronto or something like that, wasn't it? Like
It was
Carlo.
TSN Radio.
It was
Carlo
Kolyakbar, boy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so funny.
TSN Radio in Toronto.
And
He's at Brady's house though. You guys had just lost to Toronto and headed to Ottawa, or vice versa, one or the other.
Yeah, he's just probably like, I'm just doing an interview because I'm going to do Carlo, who he played with.
Right.
You know, just like a
Exactly.
favor. And all of a sudden, he just speaks.
They're soft. They're
he's
so
so
soft.
real. And he's like, fuck it. I'm not doing any more of these damn things. We can't even get him on.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we could. Hey, let me ask you though, who's the that Olivier? Like, fuck, man, he's scoring goals. He caught you pretty good. You know, your chin's only so tough, man. You get caught like by a guy like that, he's gonna hurt you. Is he the toughest guy in the league?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably what, like three, 4, 5 guys in that bubble, right? Like you got like Olivier's there. I mean, you got to put Reeves up there. I think McDermott's up there.
Reeves doesn't fight anymore.
Well,
hear about
I saw that the other day.
You can talk all the shit
Yeah,
you
dude,
want to
like,
Reeves. He's not going to fight you right
We're
now.
not counting him
Fair
until he does.
This is the year to do it.
fair. Then I won't put him in that. That's right. No, so there's, you know, the handful of guys like before the year where I'm like, you know, fuck, I'm not fighting that guy unless, you know, he runs my captain from behind, or unless he runs this guy from behind. Like anybody else, if I had to, I would fight him. You know, they asked me, I asked them, whatever, we'll go. And he was definitely, you know, at the top of the list, you know, at the start of the year. And what do we know? He buries one of my teammates from behind. So it's kind of one of those moments where it's like, you know, what are we here for? You know, are we just here to play, or are we here to win and kind of change the way things are going here? So, you know, obviously I answered the bell and you know, funny enough, when he cranked me, he cut me open pretty good here. I watched the video. I tagged him too, but
Yeah, you did.
but he barely moved, and it was like, so, you know, and in those moments, like, it's not even about beating the guy up. It's like, you know, screw you. I'm coming and I'm going to punch you in the face at least a couple times for my teammate. Like, you can punch me 4 or 5 times in the face, 2, 3 times as many as I get you, but I'm going to get you a couple times, and you know, you're going to feel it, and it's going to be because of what you just did.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it, baby.
Weren't the cameras on you when you went back to get like your stitches or whatever? Like, wasn't there like a video
Yeah,
of like?
They had the camera, yeah, right in my face. Like, it was not the best time, but no, it is what it is. I mean, they're doing something here this year. It's like an inside look, the chase or whatever. So they always got the cameras around, and you know, I think it's good for the game. You grow the game. You give the fans an inside look at kind of, you know, the ins and outs of you know, what we got going on, and kind of the aftermath of getting drilled in the face by a mutant.
Yeah, but let me ask you. But I feel like you kind of like you enjoy fighting. Like some guys we've had on, and we're talking. I mean, even the George LaRocques and some of these guys will be like, "No, I didn't even like fighting with her." You know, I feel like you really enjoy it. I've heard you say or read you said, you know, like you'd love to get 3 fights in one game or whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah, you know, and I think, and you know, this is probably like, Janny can probably attest to this too. Like, because I'm not in that heavyweight, like, I like Olivier and some guys I fought, you know, Trevor Gillies in the coast a couple times, which is so there's a couple guys that like can seriously do some serious damage to you, right? And then like there's this middleweight category where, you know, if you get caught, you get caught, you can get hurt, you know, there's no doubt it's dangerous, but like I'm not going to bed, you know, thinking about fighting Janny the next day or fighting LaRocque or fighting these guys. So I can totally see how these heavyweights have different things they have to think about, because I don't, like I said, I don't ever plan on fighting this guy unless he does something, you know, to bury one of my teammates from behind. And then I don't have to think about it before, because it's just the heat of the moment thing. Now I'm stepping up, you know? So for me, I do enjoy it. I don't necessarily enjoy getting punched in the face by Olivier, but just about every other one this year, I've
You did good, dude.
pretty much enjoyed.
Imagine sleeping and you have to fight goddamn Boogaard when he
Yeah,
was
that
knocking
is-
cats
that's-
out. Oh yeah,
so it's different, and I don't think like there's this. It's just different. Like, and I'm not saying that like obviously I'm not saying like fighting's not fucking dangerous or scary or like I don't have to deal with the things you guys had to deal with. So like from my perspective, it's a little different, and like I'm sure if you fought everybody on my fight card, you would do it with a smile on your face too.
Not that Olivier. Not that Olivier. Man,
yeah. I guess you take him out of it,
Tanner
right?
Janot, you fought tough guys, dude. You're fighting guys.
No, I'm just saying, like they're not the old school mutants that'll put you 6 feet under if you open yourself up.
Yeah.
Like those guys are a different caliber.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's not fucking what's his name from Calgary who we had on. Who works in Calgary? Played in Nashville. Fuck, we saw him in
Brian McGrath.
Like all these guys. Like he's a monster, man.
Scary, just scary looking sons. Nicest guys in the world. They're all the nicest. It's so funny.
Ever. It's the best. It's like it's so predictable, man. Like any guy that was in that conversation is the best guy off the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Like the best teammate.
So funny.
Super nice and respectable to everybody around. It's cool to see.
Okay, but we'll occasionally see a goalie who goes down to the coast and then finds their way up into the National Hockey League. We don't see too many players like go down to the coast. So like, how did that go down? Was that like you're on a one-way American League deal? Are you at that time you're trying to get an American League deal? Like, where are you at in your career when you're playing in the coast?
Yeah, so I had signed a one-way American League deal that summer, and like a naive kid, I was under the impression that I was going to be on the American League team. Of course, I just signed for them, with them, working my way towards an NHL contract, hopefully one day playing the NHL, and had a good NHL camp. So I thought, went down, had a good American League camp, got scratched game 1 of the season. And then it was, I can't remember if it was that night or the day after practice day, they sent me down to the coast. And I remember calling my agent right away because I didn't even think this was a possibility. I didn't think I'd be in the coast. I was excited to sign an American League deal. So my agent said, pretty much like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing you can do other than go down, work your bag off and put yourself in a position to get called up and not let it happen again. So that's kind of the mindset I took down with me. So I went down, I played about 45 games in the coast that year, had a pretty good year, put up some decent numbers, fought a decent amount. And so now I'm going into summer and I'm thinking, okay, like, now I'm thinking, did I earn myself an NHL? Like, again, naive kid, I don't know what to think. I'm thinking maybe there's somebody out there that's going to give me a 2-way NHL deal. Ended up signing an American League deal one way for less with the Flames again. So now I'm like, holy shit, back even farther behind the 8 ball than I thought I was. And it was that rookie camp. That's when I really made my impact. I think I played against, it was in Penticton, the Young Stars Classic or whatever. And that's when I made my impact. I was, scored a couple goals every time the building went silent. I was calling somebody out like as loud as making sure everybody was plugged in, like making sure I'm catching eyeballs. And that was when they started to realize like, maybe this kid can play with the best players. Maybe you can keep up. That year I played every single game with the American League team. And at the end of the year, signed my first NHL deal with them.
So what happened? So did Yager get banged up and you got your first call up?
Yeah.
Did you know him, by the way? Do you know him?
Like, no, unfortunately not.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately not. I wish I could have, been around him more. I honestly think like when I got called up, he was hurt. And then I think I can't remember how it ended, but I think that was kind of the end of the road for him in Calgary. But yeah, it's pretty cool that my first call up was because Yogs hit the long-term IR or whatever it was.
What do you do? Do you like hurt his knee or something? Like he doesn't get hurt that often.
No, I can't remember what it was. Knee or groin or
Who knows?
something like that.
Hey, in the last couple of games, when Kadri's getting booed every time he touched the puck, are you guys like, what is going on here? Like, did you ask him, like, why are you getting booed? Or did you guys know, like, there's a little history with the fans and Kadri?
So I actually asked. It wasn't him, but it was like the first shift of the first game we played. He's getting booed like crazy. I'm like, did something happen? Like, what? And they're like, it was the finals, and then that's when I remember all this drama that unfolded, and good stuff.
That's
great.
You like him, man? Is he a good guy? Like, I mean, you don't hear too much about him since he left Toronto. You know, he's just kind of.
Yeah, no, he's a beauty. He's one of those. He's like. I always say he's kind of got like that big dog demeanor about him where he wants to be the guy. He wants to be the guy with the puck, making the play, scoring that goal on the ice, defending the other team's best line. He wants to be that guy. And, if you're going to be a successful team, you need guys like that. So we're happy to have them.
Yeah, you guys have an interesting team because there's guys that like, I'm not that familiar with, but then you get to watch them back-to-back games. Like that Ball's not a bad player, like on the back end, like, and that Coronado, like he's like a psychopath, just like running, like two-handed Foxa in the back with a stick. I was like, he accidentally on purpose came down with a stick. Like these guys just kind of, I don't know. It's good. It's good to. Yeah. That's what I like about watching a team, play those back-to-back games and play with some emotion. It's good for hockey. I think.
Yeah, we got a lot of character for sure, and like we're buying in, and we know that we're not going to be a team that's going to outscore everybody. We're not going to win games 7-6, 6-5, whatever it is. We're going to have to buy in and do it the greasy way, win games 2-1, 3-2. That doesn't mean we don't have the top end talent, because we absolutely do. We got Huberdeau, we got Cods, we got guys in the back end like Weegsy and Rassi that are elite players. Mm-hmm. But we know that as a team, if we're going to get to where we want to get, it's going to be the hard way. So it's been a little bit of an adjustment for sure. But I think you look at where we are right now, and it's no surprise for us, because we knew the group we had, and we knew that if we bought in and played a certain style, that we'd have success. And like I said earlier, we're looking forward to the second half of the year.
Were you in Florida when Huberdeau put up 115 points or whatever? Like, were you on that team?
Oh, yeah.
Can you? I mean, not to say he's going to put up 100. Listen, things have to work in your favor. A lot of it's like who you're playing with, power play, all that type of stuff. But is he? Is he the same player? Like, where's he at now versus that Huberdeau?
He's the same guy, and if anything, he's hungrier to win now. Like you rarely see, like, a lot of people don't really see it when they're watching the game, but like this guy, like, he back checks just as hard as anybody. Like, he's doing like all the right things. Like, he really is. And for like a top end guy to be doing that, it's so encouraging. Like, especially for guys like myself who have to do this stuff all the time. Like, he's one of the guys who can get away with not doing it, right? And he's bought in so much, an incredibly amount of buy-in from him. And I'm excited. I'm excited because I know what the narrative's been the last couple of years with him in Calgary, and that's not the Johnny I know. It's not the Johnny I'm seeing this year. So there's no doubt in my mind that if it's not this year, next year he'll, like, I know numbers aren't really like I'm sure what he's going for, but he'll hit 100 again. There's no doubt in my mind. Like, the guy's elite. You don't just get there by accident. He's an elite top end talent in this league. He's having a lot of success this year, and he's doing it the right way. Like, he's never cheating the game. He's never cheating his teammates. And it's cool to see. It's great, and it's encouraging to see.
Is he paying for dinner? Is he?
Who's paying for?
Is he picking up the?
He pays for just about anything he can, for sure. And that's again, like he takes care of everybody. He's such a good teammate. I remember a couple years ago, like, seeing all the just the hate he was getting. Obviously he was having a tough time too. So it wasn't just people getting on him, but he's an incredible human being. He's an incredible teammate. He's too good not to succeed. So we're definitely looking forward to him leading the way here.
Nothing worse than a guy that makes a ton of money that's cheap on the team, though. Like you do, it's happened over the years, and they usually get called out.
I'm sure it has, but not that age.
Well, he went from driving the Ferrari in South Beach to like all of a sudden it's like snowy and cold. I mean, it's an adjustment, right? I mean, to go. When
I told him we're thinking about getting some palm trees imported up to Calgary.
He probably does have some. Hey, who did you fucking smoke? Who was that goalie that was it Ronta?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was kind of like a perfect situation where you just like, he's not getting out of the way. There's nothing I can do. You're going to get it.
Well, and the thing, like, honest to God, like, I thought the whole time I was actually going to score. Like, he's coming out and I'm like getting more and more excited because I'm like on my horse now. I'm like, all I'm going to do is poke it around him and tuck it into the empty net. And yeah, it didn't end up happening that way. I got the gate, and it was too bad too because I had like I had so much family in town for that game too, and it was like started the second period, and now I'm watching the game with them.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta. Cam did that to Carey Price one time. Actually, Carey Price came out. I mean, just a full-on like collision, like a running back.
It's actually the green light to be able to hit a goalie. I mean, sometimes you crave doing that.
For sure. And that sounds like a pretty ideal situation for you too. I'm sure it's
in Montreal
top 10 at the time.
In Montreal.
Larocque wasn't dressed.
Oh yeah, he wasn't dressed that game.
I think they traded him afterwards. I think he told us that.
You've never been suspended. You got suspended once, but it wasn't for like a fight or a hit or anything, right? It was like a instigator under 2 minutes or whatever the rule is, or something like that.
Yes,
right?
It was actually my first time here. It was Dumba hit backs, like open ice right at the end of the game, and I jumped on the ice and went right up to Dumba, and it was I could have avoided the suspension like had I tried playing the puck. Story goes like the puck pretty much went right through my feet as I'm like skating the other way to Dumba. Like no desire to look any other direction other than Dumba. I think if I would have made a play on the puck, then it would have been legal because I would have been kind of like activated on the ice. But I was straight from the bench, right out. And that's my suspension. I think I got 2 games for it. It was actually great because I stayed home from the road trip and I was just a call up at the time, right? So I was at the hotel and I'm like, I don't know what to do for the game. So I just went to one of the local bars to watch the game. And again, naive kid. And next thing I know, everybody's buying me drinks. We're watching the game. We're drinking, watching the game, talking about screw this guy, screw that guy. Attaboy, thanks for staying up for the team. And that's one thing I love about the people in Calgary, man. Like they're like the same people I am. I like to think like they're just blue collar, honest, neighborly people who stand up for what's right. If somebody does wrong to their neighbor, they want to, see justice be had, in any way possible. So it's pretty cool. I got a pretty cool relationship with the people.
Alberta, baby.
Did you get recognized? Did you get recognized in Florida? Like, I mean, I'm talking like not after you won the cup or even when you had the run the year before, like even before that, would you get recognized around Florida?
Yeah, more than you would think, for sure. More than you would think. And it would be like, very like nonchalant, like walking through the grocery store, like, hey Lombo, keep it up. And like, not even looking for a picture or signature or anything, like just an honest fan saying, good job, keep it up. Or, you guys are doing a good job, or, stuff like that. And then obviously as we, found more and more success, then things started to amplify for sure.
How'd you end up at Maine? Like, and Jim Montgomery here, he's like a Maine legend. He's the coach here. Correa obviously played here. We've had Jimmy Howard on. So terrible cell service in Maine, wherever the hell you guys are at.
Unbelievable. Figure that out.
Benny Bishop's been on with us before. How'd you choose Maine, and did you like it there? They're good now, so man. They got a good team this year, I think.
Yeah, they do. I've seen that. So it was, pretty much. Long story short, as soon as I went on a visit there and watched the game, I realized like this is where I want to be. This is so cool. I had other offers elsewhere, excuse me. But Maine was kind of like the perfect storm. You know, I wanted to play in the NHL. I wanted to be an NHL player. So some Ivy League schools weren't really, they were appealing to me, but my agent, you know, essentially said, like, if you get a Harvard degree, then you're not going to be desperate enough to make it. So, you know, the days in the coast where I was grinding, I would have said, you know, call whoever I got to call up and get me to a desk, you know, and start making a couple $100K or whatever it would have been. So I got some good advice, and Maine was the place for me, just because it was, you know, it was hockey, guys, beer, you know, and the occasional class, you know. So it was ever since my first visit, I think it was Nyquist, they beat Merrimack in overtime, and it was, I've never seen anything like this. It was like the coolest thing ever. Pre-game warm-ups, you know, the fans are over top the opposing goalie, chirping them. They're like flicking pucks up because there's no mesh around. There's no netting. There's no, like, pucks are zipping by. I'm like, where the hell am I? Like, the band's going nuts. Like, everybody's just so into it. It was like, and you know, there's a lineup 3-4 hours before the game to get in the arena. It was like, this is the coolest thing ever. The guys took me out that night, and you know, the rest is history. My decision had already been made.
Damn. So you could have gone to an Ivy League school? Like, were you pretty smart?
Smart dude.
No, I wasn't. I did all right in school. You know, maybe like C-ish average, C+ average. You know, there was my grandfather, funny enough, he'll never let it go that I could have went to an Ivy League school. He still gives me a hard time about it to this day. But you know, there's it is what it is. I don't regret my decision. You know, obviously the way things go, you can never really foresee, you know, too far into the future. So I wanted to be a hockey player. I made a decision to follow that goal, and you know, fortunately, I think I made the right decision.
Okay, so let me ask you, though, because you were at Maine, then you left Maine, and you go back to the USHL or whatever. You had to go back to junior. Like, where are you at in your mindset then? Are you like, fuck, man, like, my career is over? Like, or were you pretty sure at that standpoint you're going to be able to get back on track? And, like, the life you're living now, man, was that just a far-fetched dream? Or did you always feel in the back of your mind that you could truly achieve where you're at today?
You know, I knew, I definitely always believed I could. There was definitely some tougher times than others. You know, like when I left Maine, and then there was a big decision, you know, do I go to the OHL, which I was debating at that time because I would have been an overager, or do I go back to the USHL and intend on committing to another school and you know, go that route again. So that's the route I chose. Just because, again, you know, it would have given me a bigger opportunity to kind of find that place. And you know, obviously, I tremendously lucky to have the people in my life at that time, like my parents, you know, primarily, who never gave up on me. You know, never. They always told me to believe in myself. And my agents too, who you know, could have given up on me and didn't. They believed in the person I was, and ultimately that's kind of what got me through. Is I believe that this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm a great person. I'm a great teammate. A tremendously hard worker, and this is what I want to do. So every day I'm going to be that exact person that I believe I am. I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to be a good teammate. I'm going to be a hard worker, and I'm not going to get caught up in this where am I now type game. I'm just going to do what I can to make sure I put myself in a better position moving forward.
Yeah, you're in a good spot, man.
Listen, before we let you go, man, and we appreciate it.
You've been awesome, by the way. I know you got a lot of good things to do in Winnipeg tonight. Like, do you guys wait? Time out. No. Did you guys even do anything tonight? Like, are you going to dinner? Or are you just like, fuck it, I'm just going to order room service? Like, what do you do?
Well, you know, unfortunately, I'm not sure what the room service like here, but it's not the Ritz or Four Seasons. So I don't know. No, I know. Tyson Barry actually was. I guess they got some spa around here, some Katanaskus spa that has a good restaurant at it too. So he he likes treating the boys to some of those. So
Hey,
I'm looking forward to
tell
it.
tell him we're waiting for our chili brews, okay? Like
chili ones.
Chili ones. That's what it is.
What a name that is, huh? You kidding me?
The chili ones. Tyson Berry, the most connected player in the league, I feel
cool,
like,
man.
you know.
Man, I'm starting to figure that out. He's like one of the most. He's like that Dos Equis guy, most interesting man in the world. This guy, he's like.
So does he take charge? He takes charge of all the team dinners and all that stuff. Like he's in charge of all that.
Well, he's just. I think he's one of those guys, and I think like Radko Gudas was the same, where they just like they have a good grasp on like it's just they never make the wrong decision. Like they always lead the boys in the right direction. You know, whatever it is, whatever the situation, like if I'm ever in doubt, like when I had Gudas on my team, I'd ask him, it could be anything, like family, like what do I got to do different on the ice, like anything. Like I would ask him, and Tice is like this similar, like he's almost like a true north, right? Like you could
who's at the door? Is that Tyson?
Dude, hey, answer that, Robert.
Answer that shit.
Answer that. Who is that?
It's a fan.
It's the boys. Like, dude, get off the pod. We have dinner and a spa.
Well, Tice.
Tell him we're talking about him right now.
Talking about you. I'm on the Cam and Stick pod. We're just chatting it up about you.
Tell him we're waiting for our chili ones.
Yeah. He's like, okay, anyway, we got this spa that we're going to. He's right.
Okay. All right, brother. All right, later. Yes, sir.
Lobby in
10.
Yeah. Lobby in 10.
We apparently moved our spa day up. So.
Oh, nice. Hey, Gudas, we had him on before, man.
Gudas was
you ever
cool
seen him almost kill somebody? Like, I mean, I feel like he could if he wanted to.
He's just got that like lumberjack, wild, Czech bushman vibe to him, you know, where he definitely could. Like he's and you know what's crazy about him is like everyone's like they see him off the ice and like their first impression is like, oh, like he's not as big as you think he would be, or like I'm like, yeah, like don't let that fool you though. Like, what do you
take
mean?
your soul?
He'd like,
you're gonna get in the quarter with him still, or
oh my god, he'd wrestle a bear with his bare hands.
Yeah.
Hey, last thing for you, like give me a coach or a teammate, like, because you've got such a great story, man. You're not a first-round pick who silver spooned it on the way to the NHL, so you had to grind it. But who told you, man, hey, listen, you're good enough to play at this level. You can be a good player and have a long career in the NHL. Like, who gave you that confidence?
You know, it was honestly Paul Maurice when he first came to Florida. He asked everybody, like, you know, what separates you? Like, what are you amazing at? Like, what's your separating factor? What are you the best at? And you know, so he said that when he got hired at the start of summer. So all summer, everybody's thinking about it. And I had a hard time because, you know, like what I think I'm the best at is like, it's not like skills or physicality and all that stuff. And I told him, I said, you know, Paul, I think I'm the best teammate. Like, I think I'm the best teammate there is. And he's like, that's exactly what I've heard. That's exactly what I've heard. And he goes, I've watched your film. Like you're an NHL player, but you live, you know, and it's because of my upbringing and the path I've had to get here, is I occasionally play scared or like afraid to make a mistake because I don't want to get sent down or scratched and all that stuff, because that's been my life as a professional. You know, if I don't have a positive impact of the game, if I don't do something, then chances are I'm out the next day. And he said, you know, like, I'm not, you're an NHL player on my team every day of the week, all year long. So don't be worried. Just be yourself, have fun, be confident. And then that's when I really started to embrace this role of having this place on a team where it's not just about, you know, like how many hits I get, which it is for sure, because I obviously understand my role at the same time, but it's about being a team versus, you know, 20 individuals. It's about having this camaraderie. And so Maurice has definitely been the most influential guy. You know, and Huska too. Actually, when I was in the American League, Huska was huge for me because, again, this was like my second year on my American League deal. And there had been a couple games that it was right after the Christmas break, and obviously had too much fun during the break, and my game started to slip a bit. And he pulled me in and he said, "Don't forget what your situation is, bud. Like they're trying to take you out every game, and I'm telling them no, he needs to be in. Like, so the management's trying to take me out, and he's trusting me to keep me in. So, and now it's so cool to be back with him now in the NHL. We both, it's wicked cool now. And now, you know, he can see me instead of a kid as this mature player who really understands the team environment, the team dynamic, and kind of where I fit in there.
Yeah, I love it, man.
I like that, man. Damn right.
Keep doing what you're doing.
You're the man.
You're fun to watch, man. And we love your story too, man. So it was worth the wait. We had to wait a few extra days.
Dude, we do this. It is what it is.
Hey, but it's all good. Doesn't matter to us, man. You know.
I really appreciate the time, boys. This was awesome, and I look forward to doing it again sometime.
Yeah, and
we're rooting for you, homeboy.
Best of luck the rest of the way, man. Go get a win in Winnipeg tomorrow.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
See you, dude.
Oh, yeah, boys. Thank you again. Appreciate it, guys.
No problem, buddy.
See you, man. The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. Are you still laughing over Al McInnes' tweet?
Yeah, I love his tweets. Follow Al on Twitter, man. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't.
I said it.
I love it.
I said it at the end of the intro. All the Canadians, man, they love the US of A.
They love it. They love it. And we love you.
Hey, who's going to be
We're all one, dude. Let's go.
Who's going to be the next prime minister of Canada?
Don't know.
You're not okay. Okay.
I
mean,
of
course you don't.
They got their problems.
Of course you don't. I'm asking
worried
you a
about
question.
what's going down here.
I'm asking you a question.
Well, because anything can happen up there. I don't know. The game's different, Andy. You want me to act like I know? I can't do that to the people. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Who do you want to be?
That Pierre Pavle, whatever his fucking name is. That's the guy I like.
You think Gretzky should run for that?
No, Gretzky. Why even have the stress? Just be a spokesperson for Canada. You're the most popular guy in Canada. You and Don Cherry and Biz.
Who's the most popular Canadian?
The three most popular Canadians right now.
Michael J. Fox.
No. It's Wayno, it's Donnie.
Tom Cruise.
It's Wayne, it's Don Cherry, and it's fucking Biz, and maybe Crosby and McDavid. Like, that's what it is.
It's not Tom Cruise.
And Justin Trudeau, of course, who's, But
you know what they're still saying? He's one of the most successful.
Are they at the Creve Coeur Racket Club?
No. They're saying he's one of the most. Because,
they're saying that Biden is
because
too.
he stayed so long.
They're saying that Biden is too. That's what people think.
Not success as in like performance, but how long he lasted.
Well, yeah, psych. I don't. It's all a small.
Was his dad the prime minister?
Yeah. He might be related to a couple people.
Okay, you don't know that.
They look alike.
Oh, really? Give me one or two.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Trudeau?
Looks like somebody.
Male or female?
Male. Cuba.
Cuba? Mark Cuban?
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Look at the side by side with fucking. They hung out down there a lot. His family.
In Cuba?
Could be a conspiracy theory. I don't know.
Okay.
They look alike.
Okay.
Who am I talking about?
Castro? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
He looks like Fidel Castro?
Yes. They look identical.
He's got like that hockey hair kind of going.
Sort of Castro.
Did he? You think his dad's Castro?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It's weird, man. They all went down there a lot.
What'd you think of Lomberg?
His mama was down there a lot too.
Oh my God. What'd you think?
If you know, you know.
Okay, let's talk about
Come
Lomberg
on.
for a minute.
I love all y'all, man. It's all good, baby. Look at
I hadn't heard that one.
Of course you have.
I'll watch a documentary on that probably
I'm
tonight.
sure you will. It's all good, man. We love everybody. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
There's this shit going down, and it is what it is.
Okay,
No big deal.
So what do you think of Lomberg then? What stood out?
He's great. He's a cool cat, man. He's a normal dude. I like him a lot. You know, I do. I think here, I'll give you this. If I'm on his team, me and him are hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Me too, probably. Although, if my back,
Andy couldn't crack.
If my back
Andy couldn't
feels
crack
okay.
being an athlete. You just couldn't.
Oh,
It's
I
all
could.
good. You're good at what you do. It's fine.
Dude, you gotta stop. You gotta change
You
it up
are
here.
good
on
at
this
but you're
episode.
good at what you do. I swear to God, and I appreciate, and I watch all your stuff. But you wouldn't be able to take it as an athlete. You wouldn't be able to cut it
At this age, no, because
No,
I'm getting older. My back
at any
hurts.
age.
I'm
You
getting so
just
old.
wouldn't. It's all good.
I'm getting changed to
Learn
go
from
into the
that.
shower, and
Learn
I'm
from that.
tweaking my
Learn
back.
from that.
But I
And
think my wife put this new mattress
learn-
pad on top of her bed.
learn from that.
I think that's
And
part of it.
see if Ty does that, and know that you can't. You have to be tough in different areas. Sometimes
Dude,
you got to suck
Do you
things
know
up.
he got smoked?
Because I feel like as a dad, you're tougher on Ty than how you would be in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
Actually, I know that for a fact.
How do you know that?
You're a fucking killer as a daddy.
How do you?
Like you're a fucking 6'6" throwing bombs from both.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in reality,
How'd you know that?
Because I just know.
Oh, you just know.
I know more things than you think. I evaluate people. I'm with you more than anybody.
Mhm.
You don't think I'm evaluating you on a day-to-day basis? You damn right I am.
Look at Ty's neck, man. He got smoked by a puck in the neck.
Ooh.
Yeah. Smoked by.
Be all right.
Most
All
kids
right.
wouldn't be.
Yeah, I'll be all right. You'll be all right.
He was like,
Did you tweet that? Did
No.
Lori post?
No. But she was like trying to like baby. I'm like, he's
Alright.
fine, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he's fine.
No,
He's fine.
He came.
Jeez.
We gave him the last 10 minutes of the practice because we had like an hour and a half ice. Gave him the last 10 minutes, kind of do whatever they want, work on stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And a kid who can just absolutely rifle the puck. This has happened to Ty a couple times, and I got to talk to you about something real quick because
What?
it happened in a tournament last year in Vancouver. He got hit in the ear. Remember, he got hit in the ear.
Yep.
And then in practice yesterday, after getting smoked on the side of the net, he was a little hesitant when the shot was coming from up top.
Well, that's a wake-up
So
call.
I'm like, dude, like you can't be afraid of the puck. though.
No, yeah. And he's got a neck guard on too, doesn't he?
Didn't do much. He did have one on.
It doesn't protect you from a puck, like the force of a puck. It protects you from a skate blade. So it's
Maybe
not-
it did something. I don't know.
He's okay.
So,
But no, he's gonna be
anyway,
hesitant.
the puck this kid can absolutely smoke the puck. Rifled it, and it hit him right in the neck. And I heard him like screaming, kind of like, ah.
Yeah, it's a scary thing.
Yeah.
when you get hit in the face.
And
basically.
all I asked him, like, can you move your jaw?
yeah.
As long as we don't have a broken jaw, no
Well,
blood.
you could hit your windpipe and hurt it, and so you have,
Yeah,
there's
from
things.
the side.
Listen, you can get hurt in hockey. He's
Mhm.
playing a physical sport, dude,
Yeah.
and it's only gonna get more and more and more difficult for you. So you don't freak out because he got hit in the neck with a puck. Don't freak him
No, I
out
don't.
because if you freak him out like,
Oh, dude.
then
Hey,
he's gonna be freaked out
message
too.
to
Just be like,
all the
look
par-
at him, be like, can you breathe? You're
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
You're
I
okay. You're
was, dude.
tough.
I know.
Ty.
I
You're
know.
tough.
They
baby.
probably think I'm a jerk because I'm this kind of
No,
like.
no. That's what normal.
But you know
that's-
what? All the parents out there, when you have a little toddler or a little baby, when they trip and fall, they only don't freak out. You can't be like, oh my God, are you okay? Because then they react to that. But if you act like it's just no big deal,
You're
like,
fine. Come
then
here,
you
let
know
me look
what?
at
They're going to get up and they won't even cry, dude.
Yep. They only start crying is when you start fucking.
When
it,
you start
even-
losing your mind.
or even notice it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll fall, boom, and they won't even like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, okay, it's the parents freak kids out probably more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
It probably didn't even hurt that bad. He's probably like,
No,
well,
I think it freaked him out.
I was expecting this
I
to
bet
hurt
you it
more.
hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I've been through it. It's all
Yeah,
good. It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They're not shooting that motherfucking hard yet.
This one kid is.
Not yet. And we're really gonna do damage. He's got a cage on.
Did some damage, though.
It's a little bruise. It's
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I know.
Andy.
But it's all relative
But don't
for the
freak
age
him
you
out.
are.
I know, but don't freak him out because if he's afraid of the puck, we got problems.
I know.
All this time and money and effort, like
And
you
now
can't.
you can't be.
No, you got to be like
'Cause-
fuck the
'cause
world.
he's in front of the net.
That's
that's where he's
you
gotta
gotta
be.
have the fuck the world kind of mentality. Like I don't
Mhm.
care, let's go. And it's scary as a parent to see that. But if you want to be successful in hockey, you can't be afraid of the puck.
No, no. So
What did Lori do when she saw it?
she didn't.
Was she like this? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Help!
No, she wasn't at practice.
Okay, I'm just asking.
She doesn't go
I'm
to
just
practice.
asking. I'm just asking.
She doesn't go to
When
practice.
when Ty
Yeah.
got home, was she,
She's like, "What's wrong? What happened?"
look at me, son.
And he was like,
It looks like a hickey.
But he was like, that's what she said. Yeah. Like he was.
I'm not sure, but
making out.
I love Lori so much. Yeah. It is funny though.
We had a great night out the other night.
My mom did the same thing. Kind of, you know.
What mom does?
You know.
That's what moms do.
My dad, like, he's fucking fine.
Yeah.
Calm down, Amy.
You want your mom acting like the dad and being like, and the vice versa?
Yeah, she did eventually.
Yeah.
She was just like,
vice versa.
My mom had to see a lot more things that Ty's probably going to have to see. So it's all good. She handled it well.
We'll see.
You better hope not.
Oh God, some of the shit. Oh my God,
you better hope not. You want Ty to go through my path? You fucking crazy.
No.
Fucking fighting and doing it. Get out of here. He's gonna have a simpler life than I did. That's a hickey. He got a hickey from a girl at school. That's all that is, baby. That's what you tell the boys. Or you can say you got hit by a puck.
Mm-hmm.
Like either way, you're going to school. Like, what's up? I got a bruise. Let's go. I used to love getting cut open in juniors when I was going to high school here. I'd have cuts over my face. All the girls like, oh my God, what happened to you?
Your cold sore
on
like, your lip?
That was in juniors.
That is just, I mean, you talk about
a horrific.
You talk about ruining the brand.
You
want
want Ty to go through that? Hell nah. Goddamn cold sore on my lip. Oh. Do
you know those are contagious?
No shit. My mom used to say she kissed me when I was a baby. When she had one.
Oh,
son of a bitch.
Damn.
God, I get cold sores every goddamn 7 years. And it hit me right before I went to high school in Windsor. Most horrific
There's a medication out there that you can put on right.
Cetreva?
Abreva. Right when it's expensive.
Didn't work.
Well, maybe for you, you got like some extra strong
things
ones.
were going down with this one. There's pulsating on my face.
Who's going to win the Four Nations?
I don't know.
What are they playing for?
Russia.
Is there a trophy?
Yes, Andy.
Or is it a gold medal? Like, what is it?
It's a play for bragging rights. Canada better do something.
What if Canada
gets
shits
fourth place?
I don't want to see that happen to Bennington. That's the only thing.
Oh yeah, and Parayko.
And Parayko.
And the people in Canada. I love it. I don't want. I want it to be Canada, U.S. Let's go toe to toe. Let's go 5 overtimes. Let's go.
Okay. Oh, really?
Whatever.
5 overtimes.
Or is it going to shootout?
Who fucking knows?
Who the fuck
they just make up the rules as we go on.
They don't even know yet.
It's not. They're like, well, we don't even know.
Well, that's a good question by Cam. What do we do?
Oh, we need referees, guys. We got to find refs.
Wait, overtime. We didn't think of that. All I remember is I did watch the World Juniors when I think it was Sweden and Finland went toe to toe in the shootout.
Toe to toe.
I'll take that.
No, it was Sweden and Czechia. And I had Jakob Stancil on my Hockey Sense show, dude.
Yeah.
And he scored the first shot, and then nobody else scored again until like round 9, and then they traded back and forth. They went like 14 rounds.
We're all partying in Minnesota watching that mug.
That amazing?
This is really entertaining. So just be like that.
Yeah.
Just be entertaining.
Yeah.
But I want it to be Canada, U.S. toe to toe. Canada needs to. They need an uplifting.
Yeah.
Tournament from Canada. They just do.
Liam O'Brien does look scary though. What's his nickname again?
I don't know.
He's got one.
I don't know. Does he look scary?
A little bit.
He's not that big of a guy.
He's got a hair and beard.
Everybody looks scary to you, but for like a tough guy, like he's just a grind to kind of muck it up kind of guy.
He wants to go though.
He does, but he looked foolish. During that whole sequence, he looked foolish.
Well, he wasn't expecting the puck to literally come straight back to Tyler Tucker.
It's just embarrassing.
What if Tucker would have dropped his gloves and stick, and the puck came right back, and he would?
Well, and Liam O'Brien and
Liam been fucking pissed.
Or what if they win the draw? Tucker drops his gloves, and Liam doesn't. He goes down a breakaway and scores.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the fight comes right after the draw. If you're in an offensive zone as a defenseman, yeah, that fight's important. But like, if he rips that puck back to me, I'm going to get a one-time.
You gotta shoot.
But if it goes over there,
you know
then
what?
you fight.
The goalie almost seemed like he didn't react. He was expecting a fight right off the draw.
That's right. That was actually a smart play by Tucker. If I was Tucker though in that situation, to be honest with you, I would have scored that goal.
And then fought.
Get out of here. Let's fucking go. Buckets.
Well, he did a minute later.
No doubt. So it looked cool. Tyler Tucker looked really cool in that sequence.
Mm-hmm. And
O'Brien
came out bloodied.
And he's like
celebrating.
You didn't even beat him up. And you -1.
He's celebrating.
You're -1. And then you get cut open. And then you celebrate. Then you end up winning the game.
Yeah.
But in that moment, you look foolish, in my opinion.
I love Clayton Keller, but I wanted him out of Arizona. Now I kind of want him out of Utah.
Why are you telling this kid what to do?
I'm not.
Why do you want him?
I want him in a big market.
All right.
Get that appreciation.
Let him do his thing, dude.
Where's Trent Frederick going to go?
St. Louis.
What would you give up for him?
I'd give him.
Because if I'm
I'd
St.
give him
Louis,
$3 million.
But if I'm St. Louis, I wouldn't give up anything for him at the trade deadline.
No, I'd give him $3 million.
Like he probably wants to.
His
come
contract's
here.
up. What's he
I
making?
would just
2?
sign him in the offseason.
What's he making? 2?
You think he's a $3 million player?
I'd pay him $3 million.
All right.
Sure.
I mean, you're paying Matthew Joseph almost $3 million.
I know. He's sitting games out.
He's playing now.
He's playing now. He's doing pretty well. He's sneaky, quick. You know, he's a winner. But I would pay Trent Frederick $3 million. Sure. I'd pay that Olivier $3 million. I would. $3 million. Okay. Give me your heart every single night, man. I'll pay you $3 million.
Anything else stand out? Who does Lomberg look like, man? I'm trying to figure that out.
Who does he look like?
Yeah.
He looks like Ryan Lomberg, man. He's got his own look to him.
No, there's a look. It looks like somebody.
Look up everybody in the world, and then we'll sit here all day.
Everybody in the world.
Start looking up people. You know. So anyway, it's freezing cold here in St. Louis. That was a good interview, man. He was totally cool. We got a bunch of good ones coming up for you guys. Really good ones. We're gonna keep doing our thing. You know, we're gonna keep doing our thing. A lot of changes coming. You know. Andy's on his phone right now. Are you good? What are we doing here, man? Let's go. Come on.
Firstform.com/chemistry.
Damn right, baby. First Form. I got the energy drinks right here. I did the vitamins this morning, the greens, actually the magnesium that Kate makes in my tea at night. They got all kinds of stuff. Check them out. Firstform.com/chemistry.
Yeah.
And not to mention, if you send just a receipt of your order, show us. We can send that in, and First Form will send you a little care package. And they'll know what you like, too, by the way, whether it's beef sticks or whatever the case. First Form, firstform.com/chemistry. Check it out, baby.
Yeah.
Love all y'all.
Okay.
Illinois Recovery Center, right there in Swanson, Illinois. We got Chrissy Pondoff. We got Eric Conley. Got guys like my boy Jacob that works there, too, that's every single day doing their thing. We're talking about fentanyl, talking about alcohol. We talk about all kinds of different things. They will get you to be normal again. I've seen this firsthand. I know how they operate. People come from all over the world to go to this place right here in Swanson, Illinois, because they care about you, legitimately care about you, and that's hard to find. That's the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea, Illinois.
If I had the money, I'd get a private plane. We'd go down with Eric and Chrissy. We'd go to Vancouver, and we would just pick people up and bring them back to Illinois Recovery Center.
That's what Andy would do if he had money. That's what he would do.
If I had,
you would not ever do that.
Oh my God! Yes, I would.
No, you would.
Hatlaunch.com.
Andy, that's if Andy had money. That's what he would do. Round up the homeless in goddamn Vancouver.
They're addiction. You know.
I know what you mean.
You're seeing that firsthand, Cam.
You're trying.
It's hard to see.
It is. So
I'm not trying to do anything. I really honestly feel.
I know you do. It's just funny though. If I had money, I would take a
I would
private jet.
I would help those people.
Take a private jet. On the same jet as you?
Bring them all back.
Bring them all back. Hey, you're sitting next to one?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, right. Anyway.
Jesus. A wild ride home.
Wait, we need 2 jets.
I'll bring you a wild ride home. Hatlaunch.com, baby.
Check this bad boy out right yonder. Check us out on YouTube, by the way. You see these hats.
Look at that. Look at that right
Badass right
Look at
there.
that right
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
You want to trade for a few days? Or?
That's too small.
Oh.
I like the big ones.
Oh, really? Your hat's bigger than mine?
I think so.
See, custom hats, man. They can do anything.
Anything
totally. You need. You need a bigger hat.
If you got a small
got a big ass head like Cam?
If you got a small head, you know.
They can do that for you. So,
you know.
Ryan, we should have given one to. I was going to give one to Ryan Lomberg. True story. He was going to come in and do the show in studio. Yeah. But I think the boys had a little bit of fun that day.
Of course they did, dude.
They had a full day off in St. Louis. We didn't know if they went to the zoo. We didn't know if they went down to the arch.
They saw the arch.
If the bus got broken into.
Imagine they all went down to the arch.
And the bus got broken into.
At nighttime. Like, look, it's the gateway to the West.
Let's go check out the arch.
Let's go check out the arch. Like, no, don't do that. Yeah. They stay in Clayton, man. It's actually really nice where they stay.
Oh, yeah.
The Four Seasons. No, I'm sorry. The Ritz is fucking totally badass.
They've got that incredible
big time
cigar room.
Cigar
bar. They just redid the entire bar on the main level.
Andy, it's
sick.
Legit.
My wife and I will stop by there and have drinks and stuff like that.
A lot of my buddies do. And then they can walk all these cool restaurants. There's girls cruising around. Everywhere. I'm telling you. Where they stay in St. Louis is legit.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
It's not downtown.
Yeah. Hatlaunch.com. David Novak, man. Blue Note Roofing.
My boy right
314-920-5713. He'll talk pucks with you. He's got a big yellow truck with blue notes all over it, and he does everything.
Yeah, he does.
Soffit, fascia, windows,
Dude, I tell you this, man.
roofing,
I'll tell you this right now.
gutters. This guy does it all.
I am sitting at my house, and we have steep roofs, and all of a sudden I hear this. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Landing on my deck, it's ice sliding down.
Oh my
And
God.
going, bam!
Do you know I've gotten hit with a couple of those driving?
Oh, you would be.
And they hit my windshield.
From somebody in front of
coming
them.
right at me. It'll
Dude.
slide right off. It happened twice. One came from the opposite
clear their
side of the
fucking
highway.
shit.
They're going the opposite direction, and it flew and hit me.
It will crush your
It
windshield.
didn't. It was crazy.
Well, because it wasn't ice.
I think it
that
was.
was a little bit of snow particles. If it was a legit sheet of ice, that
Coming
thick,
right through the
it
windshield.
would go right through the windshield.
And right through,
Fuck
stab
you up,
me.
boy. Because that's when people don't brush down the ice off their car,
Yeah.
and they drive down the highway and it's all flying off.
That
Now,
would not have
I'm
been
guilty.
good.
I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah, I know.
I've
You're
done that to
guilty
people
of a lot
where
of
I'm driving
things.
like, son of a bitch. The back flap of my thing starts getting all this ice. It's like, I'm like, dude, get away from me. I'd pull over and have to knock the rest of it
Yeah.
out so you don't kill
You're
somebody.
guilty of a lot of things, just so you know.
Andy will pick you up in a private jet, though.
Yeah, I
Bring you
will.
here.
I'm bringing you back to Illinois Recovery Center.
If he had money,
Hey, Cam, at Bellman, you get no what?
swinging dicks. We always talk about if we had money, I'd buy 1,000 acres and have all kinds of animals. And he's gonna pay for all the homeless to come here. You motherfucker
From Vancouver.
From Vancouver, all across the fucking border.
Oh, shit.
If he had money, you
Bring him to Illinois
you
Recovery
virtue
Center, man.
signal so bad. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He doesn't even know he's doing it, man. It's so funny. I love
Come
it.
on.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta
Okay,
go.
man. At Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dick, motherfucker.
Well, you get a lot of
I fucking told
options.
you,
Where's it
motherfucker.
located?
Try Missouri.
It's out of Danny Boy.
Danny, what up?
And Kenny.
Kenny,
And Dale.
the fuck you doing, boy?
Buick GMC, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Everything I just told you, you can find something that's perfect for this weather.
Damn right.
And the
Hardcore
summer.
weather. Hardcore weather. Hardcore.
If you are struggling in Vancouver, I'm coming to get you. Man.
If I had money.
If we keep working on this podcast,
If I had money, I'm helping everybody.
I will come get you.
I'm gonna help everybody.
Don't you worry.
See you guys. We love all y'all. Be cool. Later.